Hey! It's always really aggressive yelling there at the beginning. Welcome back to Metro Grade. My name's Andre. How's it going? It's a Sunday! 21st of June. It's gonna be like 35 degrees out today, so glad to be indoors. How's everyone doing? Epicak, hey, welcome. Yo, okay, real talk. Good afternoon, Lamilla. How's it going? My hair looks like this now. And it's gonna look like that for a while, because I don't know how to get a haircut. Don't know if it's a good idea. I'm thinking of maybe shaving the beard so at least one like hemisphere of my face won't look ridiculous. But this is what it looks like right now. And some days I'm like, I gotta wash my hair before I go to stream just so it goes down. And I'm not doing that anymore. I'm giving up on that. You have to, this is the real me. Accept me. How's everyone going? It's been once since I played. Oh, hey, welcome then. Hello, I'm here right at the beginning, and I'm leaving you for a hike. Yo, where are you going, Corey? Enjoy the hike. Scrub hair is good hair. You look fine. Thanks, Lamilla. Looking sharp, Rob. What's up? How's it going? Happy Sunday, yo. Congrats on the decklist of the week. It's a terrible deck. I played it once. It was no good. I don't know what they're doing up there. Cole, what's up? Anarcho, man, I'm time making these noodles right. What's up? Yo, how's it going? We got a small stream today. We're gonna stream for a couple hours. Probably gonna try and build some shaper decks, see what we can do from Tapworm. Basically, the big idea is that two of the world's competitors, not so much this one, two of the world's competitor lists from 2017 are largely still legal, if I'm not mistaken. So I want to go revisit what that looks like modernly, whether that's good or not. Francis Copel Grin Twitch. Hi there, yo, how's it going? Welcome. Andre, not gonna lie, the hair and beard combo legit suits you. Great! I look like a garbage person. You think a garbage person is what should be good for me. Jessica, what's up? Rob says, I'm not gonna post instructions. I have no excuse on Thursday. I'm going to post instructions. Okay, good. Okay, we'll do it again. And that deck needed heavy instructions, like 0 every turn. I don't care what's in your hand, which I think is probably what you need to do anyways with that. I just shaved it all off, but my hair aging less gracefully than yours whenever isn't busy. That was always the thing, is like just get rid of all your hair. It's a cool thing to do now. Not a lot of people see me in person. Just kidding. Everyone sees me on camera. But I think, like, I don't know. Has everyone like felt their head and made that conscious decision of what they would look like if they had no hair? I don't think my head's good for that. My head needs to be hidden by hair. Honestly, I'm feeling that right now. I'm loving all this content. Hey, cheers. The frequency of your streaming makes me want to quarantine to last longer. Oh, that's a spicy take. But I'm glad you're liking it, Shank. How's it going? Be who you be, yo. Aspiring, what's up? Always 0 every turn. I don't care what's in your hand. That's how 0 works. I think you're right. And it's just been a while since I've embraced that. And we got to that at some point in the last game. Shave my head and beard in lockdown, but I do that every couple years. Oh, nice. Watching a tournament right now. I'll watch the VOD later. Make sure you don't swear. Yeah, I'll try. We've been actually doing a pretty good job not swearing. I don't know whether we did it on purpose or not, but I feel like we did. Okay, so not too much going on today. So after this stream, so the stream is not gonna be too long. I got to record that video that I thought I would record yesterday to talk about the changes to the ban list. So that video should be up either Monday or Tuesday. We might also stream Tuesday, so hopefully it comes up Monday. Wednesday's a holiday in Quebec, so we might be streaming Tuesday in the evening. Though I still have to go to work or do work. You don't go anywhere anyways. So that's largely it. I'm interested to play a bit more in the meta to see what things look like before making a video. But again, this video would be like, you know, basic thoughts with very minimal, what's it called? What's wrong with swearing? It doesn't violate any terms I know of. Raketa, how's it going? It seems like it is, though. It's like pretty consistently after I drop a really heavy, really audible F-bomb, the stream on YouTube gets flagged. And then I look through the community guidelines, and like I think it's pretty clear we're not making hateful content. I forget what else the guidelines cover, but that's largely it. Like, I can't see what's happening. The only thing that could be happening is that I didn't properly flag my live stream as being content for younger audiences, or specifically not for younger audience. So as soon as you don't do that and then swear, I think YouTube might have an issue with it. But I don't know. We've not been swearing for a couple weeks and we've been fine. And there was like one really good example where we dropped like a really hard F and then the stream went down. I don't know if robots are patrolling for curses, but who knows? No GMK? Oh yeah, Brandon. I don't think we have a GMK on Tuesday. I don't think we have one. It should be on Facebook if it was. I don't think we did one. I hate the idea of my forehead being bigger, so I can't imagine not having hair. Yo, welcome to that club. That's why I like growing up. I always had my hair kind of swooped down. My forehead's it's a good place for if you want to get marketing up there to save money or make money. My head is definitely not the right shape for no hair. I buzzed it when I was in grade school and I hated it. Oh, no way. How long did you have to deal with that for? Like, when did it come back to a part where you're like, okay, this is okay again? Because that's always the fear, right? I don't know how long it'll take to fix it before I look like closer to what I look like now, I guess. No hard Fs or hard Rs? Oof, hard Rs, okay. Sam, how's it going? I'm always a fan of more Metropole streams. Welcome, glad you can make it. From what UK Slack has been saying, the meta is Tapeworm all day, every day. That's what I'm expecting, which is kind of what we got here for. We did some Tapeworm in a pretty underwhelming... What did we play last week? We played a Geist deck, and we only played one game with it. It was a really long game, but the idea was we basically... we're running Tapeworm, installing it with like dirty laundry or something, not even, and then they would just purge. And next turn we did it again, they purge, and next turn we did it again and purge. The third one actually they didn't purge, they left it for 3 turns before we trashed it, I think. And it only made us 3 credits. That being said, the deck was running 3 copies of Macrophage, so I don't know. Yeah. You have good hair, don't bust it. Thanks, Rocky. Take it from those who don't have hair to grow out. Cheers. How's it going, by the way? What's surprising me is how much better Jinteki is than Tapeworm, at least in Crim. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Like, I think a big threat of the Tapeworm idea is that you can bring it back. Now, I was looking at all these lists, and like the Laguna Lock Haley list didn't even run Clone Chip. It was running a Sakon, which, let's be honest, Sakon Tapeworm is obviously the most nuts. But when it came to Tapeworm clone chips, this deck also had Sakon. Like, that's still really good. The idea is that we'd have to simul chip it, and you can't simul chip at the turn that it's trashed because it requires a central server run unless they trash it with like CVS or something mid-turn, as long as you ran a central so far. So this is a bit tricky. But we can definitely do it. I think largely we need to play an Aesop's Pawn Shop economy deck, and these decks aren't classic Aesop's Pawn Shop. So we're gonna have to take these decks and put them to Aesop. It's also like totally buck wild. Like, looking at these decks, almost the entirety of their economy, well, that's not true. Like, looking at the Laguna Lock Haley, almost the entirety of the economy in this deck is Tapeworm. On top of that, you have Peace in Our Time, which can be recurred near infinitely with the old fan site Artist Colony, or not fan site Art Colony, but fan site ShadowNet. And ShadowNet has been banned for a while now. But that was good enough economy back then. Right now it seems to be different. I imagine like Tapeworm just feels a lot like Pad Tap where they purge it. But at the end of the day, whether it's even better than Jinteki, like Rob is saying, maybe not even in Shaper, I don't know. But it's definitely an aggressive card, and Haley can free install it as long as you're installing other programs, which is pretty good. So we'll see. We'll try that right now. All right, Andre, I know what you should play today. Geist Apocalypse. I'll never see it coming. Yeah, we actually had played a couple good Geist Apocalypse decks on this channel for a while. The Bin Breakers, Muertos gang members, all that stuff is really good with Apocalypse, and it lets you accelerate your draw. I actually really like those decks. The problem is, like, I think everybody's playing Apocalypse. I think we saw, like, I looked through the deck list just to see what's good, and like CTZ is an Apocalypse deck. Obviously, the deck list of the week is an Apocalypse deck, but a lot of people are playing Apocalypse, and I think that's the result of a lot of people playing Acid decks. At least, I don't know. I haven't seen enough. It's worth saying, Schenchling's MCA of Tomorrow deck won the Store Champs in San Francisco. I want to see what that meta looked like, but this is not a deck that I would have looked at the deck list and thought like, wow, this looks incredibly strong. Because it doesn't really do anything flashy or unfair. It just as MCA austerity policy. And it's even Architects of Tomorrow, which, you know, it's not like they can score 5-3s from hand. So, I don't get it. CTZ is always on APOC? I'm not surprised. You played Gamble, not Peace. Oh, you replayed Gamble, not Peace? Oh, yeah, because Gamble is 9. Yeah, you're totally right. You don't pay the cost. You would, exactly. So that's a really big point here. ShadowNet, you play an event without paying the cost. So Gamble, you gain 9. You don't have to do Peace in Our Time to gain 9, gain 5. Yeah, it's huge. Thanks for pointing that out. There's definitely nothing about not being able to swear. You can't even use F-bombs and not be demonetized as long as it's not in the thumbnail, title, intro. It's kind of good to hear, Raketha. It's just like I haven't been able to consistently figure out what's wrong with when they take our streams down, like for what reason we're violating whatever. We only get basically messages from robots, and then you respond to the robot in a 300 character response, and then they just say, we've re-put your video up. Like, I've never talked to a human being. So that's the best I'm going to do now. What we're going to do is at one stream, we're going to get to the end, like when we have 5 to 10 minutes left, and it's going to be a terrible stream. Like, I'll be like, oh, this wasn't a good stream anyways. And I'll just start doing consistently really clear enunciated swears. And then we'll just see if YouTube takes that one down. I think that's probably the most scientific way to do it. Yo, happy Sunday, Chris. How's it going? Also, Pink, what's up? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you? It's fair. Pickles everywhere, especially my fave ID, Alice. Yo, I'm excited to play Alice. I think Alice got a lot better with the what's it called changes, the Jinteki changes. Okay, so Shaper, my favorite faction. Let's build a deck. Has anybody played Shaper in the new modern meta? Like, Shaper seems like to be the biggest winner. I thought from the new ban list. I think Shaper can now play, like, we can play Paperclip and we can play Palangi. I would even want to play Shaper with Knob Curie. So, okay, check this out. I think Shaper with Knob Curie sounds pretty good right now. So you're playing Shaper, so you have access to good cards. You're playing Knob Curie, which is good for MU, and it also gives you 3 influence worth of MU. It's expensive, I know, we can play modded, whatever. But then on top of it, we can play Palangi. And as we talked before in Palangi, Palangi is incredibly good. And now Palangi lets us deal with whatever we like. We can break with the cheapest breakers in the game. We can use Deus Ex if we really wanted to, but also now we can use Palangi Paperclip, which is kind of absurd. Now the thing with Palangi Paperclip is that once you pass a piece of ice and make a successful run, you get that Palangi token back. Which is obviously very good. And on top of that, I would even consider, and I know it's a lot of influence and probably not possible, but probably playing Imp too. Just because we don't have Film Critic anymore, and I feel like having a Film Critic-like effect would be good, but as long as you have Knob Curie and Imp, as long as you're not making a run on a server with Crisium Grid, you're going to get your Imp token back if you want it, and then you can Imp the agenda. You don't have to steal the Obokata or the CityWorks project or whatever the heck it is. CityWorks project's on Axis, I guess. That's different, isn't it? So that seems really strong. I think there's very easy for a Shaper list to do that. Again, we're talking about a lot of influence here, so just like Imp, Paperclip, double Knob Curie, that's 12, but maybe that's good enough. I honestly don't know. At this point, would you not just play Freedom? That's actually a really good point. Yeah, probably. Yeah, you'd probably play Freedom, but you could do it in Shaper. But yeah, Freedom seems good. Didn't you want Tapworm in here? This is not the deck we're building now, mind you. Like, I don't think we're going to play a Knob Curie deck unless we have an absurd amount of influence. I don't know what other support you can play for viruses. Like, Virus Breeding Grounds is 2 MU, or 2 influence, excuse me, but it can only move a counter to a counter with, it can only move a virus counter to a card with already a counter on it. So if they purge, you're kind of in a lurch. I don't know what that expression means. And then the other thing that I can think of is Contaminate, which honestly is niche and cute, but I don't know if Haley deck's running a lot of this. I tried a Lad Zero Faust deck, but the econ was terrible and it didn't get off the ground. And poured it into Hashiko and it did much better. That's no surprise there, eh? Lad's ability is also really, like, it seems cool with Faust, but I'd argue that it's not. Because after you use a heavy, like, turn of Fausting, like, your Lad ability is not gonna fire. Colors of Disease. Yeah, actually, that's also worth noting. We published a deck a while ago, and we really like this deck. I want to see how close it is to legal. I think Mad Dash was in it. Plague Doctor, I think that's what it's called. Gullet says I'm also trying a fast lat deck. How did that go? I'm trying to get my new 90 card Woo running. Oh, yeah, we gotta play Big Max as well. So this is a deck that we used to be able to play, and I think it actually might be legal again. Oh, it looks like it's fine. We don't have Hades Shard or Shadow Net. Oh, Shadow Net was actually really important for this deck. But this is a deck that we used to play, and the idea was that it didn't have any programs for contesting besides Kangamaru and Gabali, which are not programs. And then you had Gravedigger. And the cool thing with Gravedigger is that you could contaminate the Gravedigger to put tokens on it, and then on one turn you'd have a huge Hyperdriver turn, and you just do like Hyperdriver, contaminate, mill, run archive, something like that. Obviously, this is hecka cheesy, but it was so much fun. It honestly was very fun and very interesting. I think a lot of the support for this deck did kind of fall apart. Like, Hades Shard is really important because accessing archives can be tricky because we don't actually have breakers. Laguna Velasco was also a really important card to make sure you set up quickly. This is not legal, but I guess you just swap this with Proco and then figure out a better way to use credits. Same old thing in Shadow Net, where our huge recursion cards, and that's the only way that we could recur Contaminate that many times over. I feel like we'd probably just have to end up playing a different console and then start playing Labor Rights just so we can like recur those sloppily. We also don't have Levy, but I felt like the games that we played Levy are the games we were probably not going to win anyways. It's kind of the idea. They buffed my favorite card, Obokata. Obokata seems so scary right now. Oh, this deck also had deep data mining, which made a lot of sense considering we didn't play most programs, and then we would just do like cheesy Kangamaru deep data mining turn 1. Yikes. Yeah, this deck list seemed kind of fun. It's also wild. Like, I want to know how people have been playing Hyperdriver. I saw Cortez, CTZ was playing this with an Eater list because they just played Eater Hyperdriver and then used that to Apocalypse off. And I think that's pretty cute. I think that deals with MCA Informant. It deals with a bunch of other stuff like border control, as long as you have the money. And I think that's kind of nice. But the biggest issue right now with Hyperdriver is that there's no easy way to hide this MU. Like, it's so much harder than it ever was to pop like 3 Hyperdriver in the same turn. In fact, I can't think of a way that that's possible unless you install 3 net chips, which isn't impossible, but is a lot of installs with Haley. So you need 3 of them down, you need nothing on them. Well, sort of, I guess you could get away with it. But I don't think we have any more daemons. Do we have any daemons left? You need 4 net chips? Really? No. No, 3's good. Oh, you need 4 net chips in the deck. Yeah, you need a lot of net chips to ensure that happens. Wait, Kakugo? You gotta see him. Yeah. I totally agree that you can't just run 3 and hope. You could even run all 6 and play like a Aesop's Pawn Shop deck and just count him as value, but who knows? Deus Ex Hyperdriver plus Adjusted Matrix. Well, Adjusted Matrix is pretty awful because you have to lose clicks. But I see what you mean. That's interesting. That you can start trading your clicks, but that's 1 good turn and then you still have a bad breaker engine. You're right though, it does make this better. But we don't have any daemons. Like, we have no other ways to cheat out the Hyperdrivers, right? Like, Leprechaun is gone. Dig Deer is not a thing. Yeah, I don't think we have anything. Oh, we have Progenitor, but that's only viruses. Yeah, so we have nothing. We literally have no daemons. Use them for Hoshuk? Yeah, I think you could. I think you definitely would if you're running that. Keiko 9-Arc lets you double Hyperdriver if you're setting up some diaper turn. Oh yeah, you're right. You could just play big memory. So this gives you what, 2 MU? So in theory you could do double hyper, but you could have nothing else on the board, which isn't an issue if you have heat breakers. That's interesting. Need a way to get into Heavily Ice server, you say? Is the Slipstream's time to shine? No, it never is. It's never once been Slipstream's time to shine. Grim, what's up? Didn't realize Adjusted Matrix cost 5 for some inexplicable reason. Yeah, it does cost 5. You know, Red Sand Cycle, everything's all over the place. I think they were really scared of printing AIs. There was nothing that really comboed with this, like E3 feedback implants. Did that exist at the same time as this? I don't think so. At least not in standard format. I don't know. 5 might not be too much, considering it's like the one way to get through anything. But again, you have to match strength. That's a really big deal. So that's why putting on like Deus Ex is important. All right, let's build the Shaper deck. This will go well. I don't think we're going to do the Palangi spam thing. Like, I don't think we're going to end up with Knob Curie unless we really can. But I basically want to take the shell from one of the world's contender decks from 2017 and see what we can do to modernize it. I've always been like totally surprised. Like, we took some of the old PE decks from like 2015 and just played them card for card, and they were still really strong in the modern meta. I don't think the value of PE changes too much unless people are running tech cards like No One Home, On the Lam, stuff like that. Or I've Had Worse existed at some point in time. That was obviously a big change to them as well. What is this deck? Oh, that's the beginning of Pat's deck for what's it called? Mnemonic. Mnemonic has been answering a bunch of questions too. If you ask questions in the video that we played the cards. 2 Hyperdrivers down with 2 MU console and all your breakers on Paula's Cafe is the way. Oh, but that's a good point. I guess you could. That's the best you can do is 2. You could also do some like wild stuff where you just have them in the hand and then you do mass install. Like, that's okay as well. But I think Paul's Cafe seems a lot more usable. Interesting. Okay, let's do a render deck. All right, so I'm going to just start with Haley because Haley seems to be what they were playing back then. And I'm just going to take these and put them somewhere like this. This seems fine. And so we're going to try and build something that's basically between the Circadia list that was published and Chaos Juggler. That's Wilfy, right? Pretty sure that's Wilfy. Conrad built a sick, nasty Nihilist deck. It's always so close. Like, we've built a nasty Nihilist deck before, but the problem with Nihilist is just a card that gives too many options to the corp. Like, it's just hard to get value from. At its best, it does feel like Pawn Shop, like Aesop's Pawn Shop virus deck, but you don't have that built-in like noise pressure. So you just have like, oh, cool, I'm cycling through my viruses, but none of the viruses have good on-install abilities. So it's a bit of a bummer. For what it's worth, the Nihilist is really good for just generating counters. When you install, it gets 2 counters, and that's kind of cute with like Yusuf and like anything that moves counters, but it's really hard. Really good way of abusing Gauss Euler's install bonus. Yes, Hyperdriver is really good with abusing Euler, but I can't figure out a way. I thought you could do like Cassie string, but apparently it's only once per turn. So I thought we could just fill up a Cassie string. But that's not the case. So I want to know what else we can do with that. Like what if you could have infinite clicks on a turn and you had a 0 to break code gate, how could you abuse that? Like you could get a bunch of data sucker counters. That doesn't sound amazing. Like what can you do? Notoriety gets easier. That's very good. Equivocation, yeah, equivocation is exactly the kind of answer you need. Equivocation is a card that will fire whenever, anytime per turn. So in theory, you could like Hyperdriver, equivocation. You could even play that Anarch current that costs them a credit. And then if you're running R&D for 0, you could just like totally blast off. Yeah, equivocation mill is an idea. I'm excited for Woo Hyperdriver Cuban decks again. Oh yeah, Cuban's also really good. Cuban also can get some value from that. By any means. Triple notoriety? Yeah, it's an option. It's difficult to get that in your hand, but it's possible. The best thing to do with Hyperdriver and Haley's Click Procon. Yeah, I think setting up is definitely really good. Currents are banned down? Jampy, yeah, totally currents are banned down. Oh yeah, that current. That current is a current. You're right. You can't play that current. Totally missed that. Yeah, I think Pink, I agree. Proco is probably, like, just using it as setup is good, but we want to know what we can combo with it. My LB says Fear the Masses X6. Yeah. Fear the Masses also did get a bit harder because of, oh man, that's actually really cool. I never considered playing Euler with Fear the Masses because that was always the issue, is that like getting in was really expensive. So a lot of times people would do things like DDoS and then like False Echo or whatever cheese. None of those cards exist in the game anymore. But the idea that if you used Euler in a Fear the Masses Shaper or Fear the Masses Anarch, you could actually get through some ice pretty cheaply. Like if you do Euler... Wait, how bad is actually Gauss? If you did Euler and then like Ice Carver, you could get through a lot of stuff. Well, this is not loading, that's bad. Lamprey and or Chisel stuff? Chisel's alright. Lamprey seems a bit better, you're right. Lamprey doesn't seem bad at all. It's just like a weird card for the deck. Equivocation seems always good. Okay, is this a problem? This seems like a problem. Top Hat? Top Hat's not bad. Top Hat's like kind of like medium. You could get 5 accesses, but I feel like Equivocation might be... I don't know if it's better. But yeah, Top Hat seems alright as well. I don't know if Netrunner DB is goofed. We'll start building our deck and we'll get back to it. Okay, so we're basically going to analyze this list. We're going to analyze this list and try and build something comparable. Now, the first thing to look at is what their icebreaker suite is, and we can actually replicate this almost entirely outside of the Inti. And this one we have a Cerbus Lady. I actually don't know why these lists are running Femme Fatale. If I'm not mistaken, it's because it's a fun card, but also because they have Test Run. At least one of these lists have Test Run. I think they were using Femme Fatale to like get around Miraju so they could index through Miraju. If that was like my read on the meta, I don't actually remember why that's there. So Gauss is 0 and it comes in at 4 strength if you play Cyber Trooper Talute, but it's otherwise a 2 strength 0. That's okay. And Gauss comes in as high strength and breaks 1 per 1. So that's also pretty good. I think it was for Mystic. Cody, what's up? What do you mean Mystic? Oh, like for Mythic? CI Mythic, yeah, that makes sense. Because you couldn't straight admin that. You had to do admin and Excalibur, I guess. Like Mother Goddess Excalibur. It's also totally worth noting, like, a lot of the weird cards you see in this deck were meta called. Like, Information Sifting is 100% just an answer. Oh, my face is in front of it. Is 100% an answer because of Cerebral Imaging, a deck that easily could have, like, 13 cards in their HQ. So this was the most powerful HQ multi-axis. And I think they correctly predicted that CI would be the majority of the top cut, let alone the highest tables, that playing 3 influence for a wild card you've never seen before was the right call. It's worth noting that that Wilfie also played CI on their corp side. Coca-Cola, what's up? Kyle, how's it going as well? Okay, so Levy's not legal, Mad Dash isn't legal, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Levy is probably a bigger of a deal, but we're not on Laguna Velasco, so the chance of us drawing through our deck as quickly as this deck could is a little bit lower. So let's try and just get the parts in that we know that we can get in. So Artist Colony, yeah. Beth, okay. Citadel Sanctuary, not exactly necessary. This doesn't have any way itself to tag itself, but this is just a good card. It's a good meta card. I would consider playing it just to see how useful it is in our matchups. It was also good against, I don't know whether the CI decks back then were also doing meat damage kill or whether they were doing the net damage kill. I feel like it was brain rewiring at this time and it wasn't like the contract killer stuff. This is also just good against CTM. It's just now? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, right. I knew that. Not B. There's always Harmony AR therapy you find you actually need that recursion. Harmony's interesting too though, like it can recur like Hushix and like if we put a legwork, stuff like that. It's really interesting. Yeah, I think that's a good point. We'd definitely consider it. Takes me back, this is the first full art deck that I bought right around when I started playing. Yo, Ken, what up? I also don't understand this. Jess said specifically here, please note that the FFG listing for this deck has 45 cards and only 1 Astrolabe. The real list has 2. What's that about? Why did that happen? The best way to spam taps is 3x reclaim and simulchip, but they don't really stick, right? They just purge. Yeah, they don't stick at all. It's a huge issue. I didn't even consider reclaim. I really don't know if Tapworm is anywhere near as good as it used to be. Just obviously because SatCon is absurd. All right, we can't play ShadowNet. We can't play SatCon. So I think we're going to do 3 simulchips instead of SatCon. It's probably still a fine card anyways. Laguna Velasco we can play, so we're going to do Hunting Grounds. Not Hunting Grounds, Professional Contacts. SMCs only had 1 MU printed on them. They were good SMCs. He only got 2 of them though, so it kind of balanced out. We'll play Hunting Grounds, we'll play Fansite. Again, we're Haley, so we like playing a lot of the same type of stuff, especially all this like cheap stuff that we can install pretty clicklessly. This deck also got so much better because of no scarcity. All right, that's 17 resources worth 13. It's because we're missing ShadowNet and 3 SatCon, so that lines up. On the program side, we probably have better than Atman, Femme Fatale, Gordian Blade, and Inti. Like, we could actually consider going Angolo here. I don't know whether we have the money for Gordian, and I feel like we also need to do something else on the econ side. Like, we might have to do Aesop's Pawn Shop. I wouldn't be surprised. Yo, Chobo, how's it going? Hey. She really dropped the ball. I assume FG just made a typo when they recorded the list and the world's winner deck, maybe typing it from a printout. Yeah, maybe they did do that. It's just kind of a bummer that they wouldn't double check with Jess before they published it. Playing a cheap card that versus a purge seems like it would always be pretty good. It's not bad, but like there's a difference there, Flip. Like I totally agree with you. Getting a free turn is amazing. It makes Hyperdriver look silly in some cases. Not entirely. It's still a very combo card. But the idea is that leaning on Tapworm as an economy engine is no longer the case. Like yeah, sure, it's good to get that time walk, time warp, whatever that magic card is called, into your deck. For sure, but having the ability to rely on it as your economy is a bit worse. So I feel like we just end up with Rozeki anyways. So Tapworm Pad Tap is maybe better. It probably is, especially when we can free install with Haley. I just want to try Tapworm specifically in this list. But yeah, I think Pad Tap Rozeki is probably just better in terms of like slowing them down and getting you economy. We'll try 2. This deck only, oh yeah, sorry. We're in standard balanced. This deck also didn't run 3 SMCs, which is pretty wild. I used it in the Sunny as an extra turn. Yeah, it's good. Shouldn't we be celebrating the death of scarcity by basing it off Tongue's Haley? Tongue's Haley did not have Tapworm in it though. What is Tongue's name on JNet again? I forget what it is. Oh, I know how we do this. We just do Heartbeat and Haley and it'll come up. Ah, oh, come on. Why do you have to be like that? Crit, yeah, nice. Alright, actually no. Well, I see what you mean. They don't actually have a lot of resources, and this is more of a pawn shop one. Oh, this deck is so spicy. But yeah, the big thing is that this deck got absolutely hosed by scarcity in like the semifinals, and it was no fun to watch. So this deck actually has a bunch of interesting stuff in it. Cash doesn't exist anymore. We'd have to run the Harbinger, which has got a buff technically the way it works. This is so spicy, this list. Da Vinci, not a big fan of, but I see it being good. Degdeer doesn't exist anymore. Degdeer is the reason why you can play Hyperdriver, I reckon. Otherwise, it seems very difficult, if not impossible. Misdirection, that's good. That wasn't around at this time. I think we'd play that over Citadel Sanctuary. Aparitia, that's a meta call for sure, but in an Aesop's Pawn Shop deck, it's a pretty good meta call. Self-modifying code, and this deck is actually running Trope, which is interesting. I don't know what Greg was doing with the Trope. Playing very few events because they're not doing the recursion engine with the Shadow Net. We have turning wheels for multi-axis. Our only multi-axis seems to be turning wheel. We have 3 SatCon, which what are we using SatCon for? Just for free cells? Proco, Datacast, Councilman, Pawn Shop. So I feel like this is closer to the econ engine what we want, where we want more resources and a lot of programs that we just sell. Greg just published a new Hyperdriver Haley yesterday. F off. Oh. Okay, well our work here is done. It was for Claude. Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Alright, so this is what we were getting to. So they minimized the icebreaker suite within Golo, Gauss, and Nanotech, and that's pretty good besides Gauss. You don't look at that a lot. You have Clot, fine, might not be necessary. Yo, Barrera, how's it going? Data Sucker just seems like a fine install. Harbingers are money. Hyperdriver, I don't know how we get the MU for this, but we're running 3 Akamatsu Memchip. I'm always in the net chip camp over Akamatsu Memchip, and I feel like Hyperdriver gives us a big reason too. With only two MU cards, actually 3 with SMC and Stargate. Oh, and Angolo. I feel like the net chips might be okay. We'll find out. Gamble, Laundry, Pawn Shop, Site, Fan Site, Hunting Grounds. This looks fun. Gauss might be good now. Paperclip is everywhere. Are you saying Gauss might be good now because Paperclip is everywhere? People just stopped running barriers? I just don't see why Gauss would ever be good. Nothing makes this good. Besides now barriers. Slight variation from my post decklist at the start of the week. I don't love the Stargate. Oh, it's worth totally knowing. Yeah, Greg wrote an article on r/Netrunner to talk about what they think new decks could look like. I don't love the Stargate here due to MU issues. Again, doesn't run net chip, but I'd really struggle with affording to install RDIs and capitalize on them meaningfully. I usually install endgame before because landing your hyperdrivers for the first 6 turns does so much for giving you the win. What I personally love about Aesop's decks is how much room for iteration there is. You can cut the colony package from a generic econ. You can add a data dealer for crazy money. Oh, we definitely need to be playing data dealer. That actually will basically rebuild the fan site suite. Yeah, we definitely need to do that. You can add a 3rd stim hack and get the RDIs back in. You can always swap to burst multi-axis and add HRRT. That's the AR therapy card. You can also play weirdo cards like Chisel, Knob Kari, and even play 3x Apox if you want. The core still works. This is the best runner I've found in the moment of the new meta. It sets up really fast, sustains through a mid-game really well, and the average hand is much more consistent quality than Euler Palangi variant. That's so wild, that sentence. The idea that the quality is better than Palangi, considering that Palangi looks so good. I also reckon like Imp is really important as our way to trash things because we don't have anything like Parisha because that rotated, I guess. That we have to do like some sort of Imp recursion, and Imp is still just a good card without Film Critic. But the idea that we could have done Paperclip and Palangi and we chose not to. Gauss is bad against Eli. Do people still run that? Yes, they do. So like if you ask me the big barriers that you're more likely to run into over anything else when you're playing Gauss. So IP block, we don't have any AIs, so the link shouldn't matter too much. We don't have any link, so we basically pay 3 if we have more money than them, or nothing. Or we have to break it, which is, Jesus, 5 credits, so that's bad. Eli, also bad. 6 credits, that's embarrassing. Border control is fine. We do that for 1 to 2. What else? What other barriers do people play? People are actually playing some amount of spiderweb, which is actually really obnoxious. It's 5 to get through. Gauss is like so incredibly bad. Imp is good against punitive and Dex, and Obakatas, totally. It is our replacement to Film Critic. You don't have to steal the agenda if you can trash it. Gold Farmer, you're right. Gold Farmer is 4. Gold Farmer is pretty common. But like based off of anything that's over 2 strength, like we're miserably bad. Like 5 for a spiderweb is nutty. 1x NRE? Oh, Never Eyes is interesting. Never Eyes is interesting. I like the Hunting Grounds too. I feel like Hunting Grounds got a lot better. Worth noting, no misdirection in this list. Oh, that's very true. Hopefully Aesop's Pawn Shop just gives you enough money. Seems crazy not to run Paperclip when running Palangi. Well, they're not running Palangi. They're running neither. But I agree, if you run Plungy, you run Paperclip. Okay, we're gonna try this list, and then basically we can go back to iterating this one. I kind of really like the idea because we can't play the hunting ground. Sorry, the what's it called? The Shadow Net. Well, it won't show up because it's banned. Oh, it will. You can't play the Shadow Net to forfeit an agenda, but you can still play a Dealer, which is in the system core. It's 2 influence, but you can forfeit an agenda to gain 9. And the idea is that you can just use your fan sites to gain 9 credits, which isn't a lot of money. This is also a really cheap install with Haley. It also gives you some plays against like exchange of information decks. If you like score a food in the early game and you're worried about it, like you can just pawn it for 9. It also gives you legs against punitive decks. If you steal the 5/3 and you have a click left, just sell it for 9. It's better than dying, as much as it doesn't help you win the game. It helps you not lose the game. In some cases, it helps you win the game. Did you have the data sucker though? Oh yeah, you're right. Data sucker with Gauss gets you pretty far. Even nanotech has sometimes some awkward boosts. Let's try this. I'm really interested to see what this plays like. What do they call hyper fast pawn shop? Oh, I want to set up with pawn shop so bad. With Hyperdriver, excuse me. I almost wrote Faust and I was really excited then. Sell the 15 minutes? Yeah, you 100% sell the 15 minutes. Oh, I didn't put the legality for that deck. I remembered. All right. So Shaper's always a bit tricky. I feel like they have it's the less like it's Pincel. They have a lot of triggers and a lot of ordering you can do. There's always a lot. I feel like a lot more like branching paths of how the play can go. Thanks, you too. So this is Pincel, who won Worlds. They're playing Game Net, 49 cards. I'm assuming they're playing something somewhat similar to the sort of Glacier exchange of information plays. We have no ways to deal with hard-hitting news besides having more money than them. I feel like this hand is trash, so we basically want to mulligan into Aesop's Pawn Shop or Hyperdriver. We have Hyperdriver. That's a good opening hand. My God, we can play everything here. Wow, that's a hand. Okay, let me just get everything ready here. That's like the best hand. That's like the best hand. They iced nothing. They kept their hand and iced nothing. Yo, Parallel, how's it going? Morning. Okay, so how to play this? You probably definitely open with Gamble. The question is whether we double install Harbinger Hyperdriver. Just let me mute this. I don't know if you can hear it. Or do we install Proco Aesops? I think we do Proco Aesops. No. Oh man, wait, how do you play this? Do you just play all 4? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, that's definitely correct. So it doesn't matter what we do. This card takes a no MU, mind you. The opening hand. We didn't have to install them all. Play all and draw 1 with Proco? You're right, we didn't need to gamble. We did need to gamble if we wanted to install everything, because it's 7 credits worth of installables. Yeah, that's like the best hand. All right, double ice. So what could this be? A CU, fly on the wall, just a Rashida, an upgrade, but like they're really jamming it here. And against Shaper, that's going to have a late game. Like, that might not be wrong. All right, so we have 7 clicks, which is too many. I'll forget where we are. We did trash a program, so Simulchip is online. We're going to click Proco. 2, okay. 3, good. If we get a fan site down before they score, that's pretty good. 4, double fan sites, arguably better. We don't need the daily cast immediately. Angolo is good. And now we can double install. I think we just do double fan site here. We have more money, so the CU is slightly harder. It's just a Rashida. Okay. Then the Daily Cast was obviously better. I thought they were going to score out a Beal, but I don't know what this deck is. It's probably 5-3s in some exchange. The Holy Grail's testing, as far as I was concerned, was Hyperdriver, In the Groove, and TT Haley. Oh my god. Whoa, I wonder what In the Groove is like in that deck. The deck has no staying power. Yo, Netrunner Nuts, how's it going? We'll pawn this. And like, this is economy that we can get. Like, it's 14 credits. And we have an engine. Proco. Okay, so in theory we could always just like Angolo stim hack. Alright, we have double hardware install. So if we draw to 7, we can still double install here. So, oh, we only have one more click. Double installing simulchips isn't amazing. We don't have a double install on anything else though. Well, anything good. We always could just single install casts and throw out a Proco. I'm fine with that. It's worth keeping an extra copy of Aesop's just because if they do some sort of trash or MCA austerity play, we have something else. But I'm now going to be struggling to figure out how we play aggression on this. Like, when do we play Angola? When do we run? And by run, I mean stim hack. Install advance. So it looks like easy to Bologna and SSL. That's largely where you can put their agenda suite. If they score it, they're going to get money anyways. 3 ice, surveyor, border control seems very likely, considering the length of their server, and they paid a lot of money for that. Now we do have Stargate in this deck, but we don't have any way to pull it. Now you run? Now it's actually really difficult. Like, if we put down the Angolo, we can only get through 2 pieces of ice, unless it's like we want to pay 6 or trace through something else. If we have to deal with a 6 strength surveyor, it's not actually that bad. Yeah, maybe you're right. We'll Proco once. Give data to the artist colony. We do have artist colony. Now if we lose the artist colony to stim hack, we're in a really bad spot. Install the simulchips. Yeah, they don't really help us that much. Game that doesn't have bad face checks, they're going to spend tons of waiting. They want you to keep you out. I don't know. So we can't deal with Raven if we stim hack last click. I feel like we just let them have this one, and then we set up. Like, we're Shaper. Like, we're going to have 2 fan sites with an artist colony. I think we're fine if they score this. We also watch out. Like, if we get into an NGO front, they see source us and all seeing eye, we lose the game. I think they can have this one. Well, we can maybe make them spend a lot of money, but I don't want to do a last click into Raven. I'm going to be a coward here. We have dirty laundry in this list. That's interesting. Another Harbinger is good. We have a double install next turn. I'm going to throw out the pawn shop. And before fly on the wall? Yeah. Could easily be. It's not. It's a Bellona. So they're at 14. Take clicks. Yeah, we won't pawn anything. So now I think we can do double install. Now this is where the artist colony gets crazy. We can install anything whenever we want. So that means if we get it down, we can even pull imp before we access, and that's like our film critic. IP block, we'll trace it. They'll get money, but it's way expensive to break this. Echo chamber, that's a really good trash. We probably should have dirty laundry there on all honesty. Okay, we're set up. We have a pawn next turn and a pawn the turn after. We're not ready to camp the remote yet. The MU is okay. Another hyperdriver we can actually get down. We will need to play the Akamatsu. IPO. Okay, so either echo chamber. They could be on 3-1s. So I'll pawn this, next turn we'll pawn the casts. This is better to pawn now if we think we're going to use the simulchip, which I don't think we are. So I think we pawn the casts. We'll get 2 more money from it, we just did it at the wrong time. Alright, we'll Proco once and we'll stim hack the remote. Oh, Beth is really good. We don't want to lose her. I think we do this double install first because we do have the fan sites, and then we'll stim hack the remote. My god, this sets up fast. Can you scroll the log? Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, totally. Is your current deck public? Vitatem Venum. This is actually a hyper fast pawn shop. It's like the top deck on decklist right now. This is Crit HDs, who is the prior person head of Nisei card design. Joining just as you're playing the Reigning World Champ? Yeah, it's gonna be a game. All right, so this is the turn that I guess we Ngolo. Not Ngolo, excuse me, Gauss. So that's 4 credits. They gain 2. Sync BRE. Ooh, thinking. So tracing this is awkward. 6 strength is really good. The question is how good nanotech is at breaking this. So there's 3 ice on the remote. Nanotech would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'd pay 5 credits and install for 4, so 9. Did not expect to sync BRE. Hey, from Scotland, always glad to catch a Sunday stream. Hey, Hanotep, how's it going? Welcome. Otherwise, we break this for 2, 4, 6. 2, 4, 5, 6. So 2 plus 2 plus 2. We don't need to break all the X is 1 fewer. No, we do have to break that one. Yeah, we'll break it. This is a sentry here in a bad spot. It's a toll booth. Okay. Well, playing with Hyperdriver? Yeah, totally. So we're going to lose 3 here. Actually, we could Artist Colony out a Hunting Grounds. Is that ever worth it? It honestly might be. I think it probably is worth it. It stops them from getting credit. Why doesn't this do it? There's no automatic. Alright, well, they spend a lot of money. It's an NGO front with no advancements on it. That's a cool play. Alright, we lost our Beth. No, what did we lose? We lost our Dirty Laundry. Okay. So we can't install the Hyperdriver for a while now. We're going to need the Akamatsu. So I think we're just going to Proco up here. And we just drew the nanotech. Ferner, hey, just wanted to drop and say I've really enjoyed both the stream on the new ban list and on the about custom player cards. Thanks for making my week a lot nicer. Hey, Werner, thanks so much for dropping in. Glad you've been enjoying the stuff. That stuff was really fun to make as well. We got more stuff to do about the ban list as well. All right, we'll pawn this for 3, and we're good. We're good. All right, so the Stargate threat is coming up, but we don't have the MU for it. So camping the remote is pretty expensive. We want to get some shots on singles on HQ. But again, the issue here is how expensive this is. Like, just this card is so bad. I'm kind of glad that Shapers finally have a weakness in a Breaker Suite, but this is where like playing Paperclip seems pretty good in the deck. Dirty Laundry Archives, that's fine. We want to get another piece of hardware so we can double install. We have only 4 hand sets as well. What are you playing today? Well, we just started. This is Crit HDs. This is Gregory Tung's Hyperfast Pawn Shop deck. We just want to basically see what Shaper looks like in the modern meta. We're trying to play Tapworm, but we kind of missed the boat. I think we can just Dirty Laundry HQ for value. This gives them a credit. And they're still playing with like probably all 3-pointers and then 2 1-pointers. And if we do steal a 15 minutes, we'll immediately like Artist Colony for whatever. This gives them a credit. We'll still come out on top. It's hard to get a link in this deck. Like, what would you do? Cyber Trooper Talut? I don't know if that's worth a slot. It doesn't sound like it. Border control. Very good to know. Now that remote is going to get very difficult. Do we single install the Akamatsu? I feel like the Hyperdrivers are still worth it in the mid to late game. We'll just single install Akamatsu. Now we can threaten Stargate. It's a bit of a bummer. Would we use a simul chip to bring back Harbinger this turn? Oh, that's actually a good point. We could have considered doing that. We probably should do that. I don't know what else we have to simul chip in this deck. That's probably the border control. So this remote is beyond unapproachable. I think that might have been a fine choice. Do we expect Ravens and QPMs here? Yeah, I kind of do. The question is like, what is their other 1-pointers? Is it 15 minutes Raven? Is it Fly on the Wall? There's a lot of options. Now, if we pawn shops this one, it doesn't consider trashing a program. But getting our Stargate down and pressing R&D seems good. Beth gave us a credit. Another artist colony. Oh, I didn't know we had 2 of them. Consignment ship the Gauss? Yeah, you could. It doesn't do that much. It only right now gives you value against the IP block, but it's something we can pawn as well, which is like totally good. Oh, no. I think we just hopefully make them spend money. I think we actually dirty laundry R&D. Yeah, I think that's fine. And now next turn we can pawn this artist colony and play the second one. Colonies can be pawned at? Yeah, totally. Summon shipping Gauss is probably the most valuable. We're not running the other one, so you're right. We're not running Euler. Alright, so that's a huge swing. That's like a 6 credit swing. It's a Bologna. It's a good hit. We always can forfeit that if we need to. We got our 3 credits back. We're on the game board. We always can forfeit this if we're in a pinch. Don't think we want to. Oh, and they may gain money off of that too. Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. That's wild. So do we just do an install? Get GameNet credits? For Bologna? I think so. Yeah, sounds right. Yeah, I think so. Don't think I've remembered to fire that, but I think so. Install the hyper if you pawn? Yeah, we should have pawned that and get the hyper down that turn. Yeah, nobody remembers to, yeah. Gain a credits for Bologna, yeah, totally. Hey Light, what's up? I think we just install the artist colony here. But yeah, we probably want to pawn the Gauss next turn just to get the Hyperdriver down. We wanted to pawn the Gauss that turn. I think we've goofed up a couple turns where we could have been more efficient. But we're 13-5. It's advance. So now we have to force out, like, do we have Clot? I actually don't know if we have Clot. Now we're technically always threatening Clot with Bologna. Issue though is if we pawn the Gauss, I think we need to pawn the Gauss no matter what. That's good, it's a double install. Fly on the wall again, disastrous. What's your remote plan though? No, we don't have it. We need to get an SMC or something down so we can just Stargate R&D and win. I don't think we can deal with the remote anymore. Unless we get another stim hack. On their turn you can silent ship Gauss into Harbinger and then install Driver. Yeah, ooh, that's good money for them. Okay, so triggers. We don't get Beth value. We do pawn Harbinger, so now we can install our Gauss again. We basically have a really good chance of drawing into either an SMC or a Stargate. I think we have 1 and 2, excuse me. 2 self-modifying codes, a single Stargate. That's our big multi-axis here. We have no other multi-axis besides the Stargate. So it really is important. I don't know whether we would pawn this. I don't think we would. So at least we have 7 clicks to sort it out. Data Sucker, that's cute. There we go. Unfortunately, if we do both of these, we won't have MU to bring in the Gauss, so we're just going to drop the Stargate down. I don't think we can afford anything else. No, because we need the Gauss. It's a bummer. They have another Echo Chamber in hand that's going to be rough? Yeah, probably. I think they have real one-pointers. I don't know how many Echo Chambers the deck has, but we have to check the remote if they do jam into it. You're totally right. This also gives them money, which helps. It's a slot machine, so we're going to go ahead and Hunting Grounds that. So we don't rip the top, so we just lose 3 on here. I think that's cheaper than breaking. Oh, no, but then they gain 1. Wait. I'll break to deny you money. It's the same cost. Yeah, so we broke that with 3 because we can do boost 2 and 1. And otherwise, if the runner loses 3, they gain a credit. So we're going to actually break that. Obviously, you do that. So now we'll simul chip in. Oh, we could have done that clicklessly, right? We should have simul chipped the Gauss in to get the Stargate down. Yeah, that's totally right, Sid. You're totally right. We did goof that up pretty bad. We could have saved the click here. Could have saved that click, whatever. This will give them money, though. In theory, we also didn't need it. Like, we could have just spent 4 on this. Or it would have been 6. Yeah, we could have saved a click there for sure. I need to remember to Haley. Oh, boy. So IPO, Gold Farmer, Border Control, they're obviously both really bad. The Border Control is definitely worse. That's a really bad Stargate. I think we have to run HQ here. Especially it's only 1 credit with Gauss. I think we're going to slam HQ twice. Or 3 times even. That's a good thing about Gauss. Is that eventually we break this for 1. We're going to have to break 1 subroutine because the other one just cares if you're tagged. That's Gauss is not the worst. Isn't Gold Farmer worse? It's more expensive and it gives them money, but if they put 2 border controls on the remote, we have no chance. You're right, maybe they can't afford that, but they'd have to double draw. Archive memories, that's weird? That means they can archive Echo Chamber back, or even like do a play that looks like that. I'm just gonna do this. SSL is ticking, yeah, totally. It's gonna be hard for them to IPO unless they have money in hand. Punitive Counter-Strike, okay, so that makes a lot of sense for archive memories. Oh. Cool. Keeping our money up is good. I'm not scared of that anymore. So here we can go for another single. We know archives, we know punitive. I don't know what else we know in the hand. We're going to discard 1 card, which shouldn't be an issue. Getting the data sucker down seems nice, but we don't have the MU. We just didn't draw our MU fast enough. It's 2 in the bottom 13. We always can like pawn the Gauss and get something down, but like getting data sucker on top of Gauss is kind of nice. We'll go for 1 more for a single. Street Magic is surprisingly good against a lot of ice people use currently. IP Block's a great example. Well, nah, I don't. Street Magic's okay, but like the fact that it's worth a slot and influence is a very hard argument to make. It's better in some decks that want to face check, that want to like do D-res ability, stuff like that, that don't actually care to break. But like the order of this doesn't matter too much besides stopping the end the run, unless you're like turning wheel bouncing. And even then it doesn't matter because it doesn't actually end the run. I don't think so. I'm just gonna do 1. We took way too long to do that. Archive memories. Okay. Nothing gleaned there. So they have IPO, archive memories, and they can just archive memories for Echo Chamber, which they are, and they're jamming something in the remote, and they have 6 credits. So we did not consider whether or not we can get into this remote. Can we get into this remote? Seems unlikely. We have to get through border control twice. What's the res cost on Echo Chamber? It shouldn't matter because they have SSL endorsement ticking away. I think we probably needed to camp the remote as soon as we saw Echo Chamber. We're gonna get a free card, so we can see the card before we pawn something. I think we pawn the Gauss. It's free to reinstall and it'll come at higher strength. The strength shouldn't really matter though. This is where you play Councilman, right? Nah, it doesn't change anything. Oh no, they have to res it twice. Now they can still do it. Thinking. Alright, how many stim hacks do we have in 13? 1 more. So this might be some crazy play where like we basically pawn the Gauss. Oh no, then start a turn. We can't get the Hyperdriver down. We could, in theory, before the turn starts, like simulchip to trash the Gauss, to reinstall the Gauss, trashing the Stargate. Like we could install a Harbinger to trash the Stargate, and then Haley install the Hyperdriver. I think we have to do it. Pawn the extra colony. Pawning the extra colony is fine. I'm aware it's not doing anything, but the idea is that we have some plays here. And I want to get that down before we get to the A shop. Like in theory, we can use simulchip to trash the Stargate, to install the Harbinger over the Gauss, and that clears up MU. And then on that install, we could Haley out a Hyperdriver. Then that ensures that we have 7 clicks. We won't have a Gauss. We won't have a simulchip, which is actually a kind of a bigger issue. But we could always like balloon it. I think we have to do that anyways. I don't think we have a choice. So on your turn. Like I don't know what else we do here. This just gives us the biggest chance of being able to contest the remote, if at all. Okay, so now this matters. The tag on it doesn't matter too much. Like, we're gonna lose, and we have to stop losing, for sure. That's the most important thing. We have a nanotech in hand, and we still have a double install. So if we basically... There's a lot of things we still need. Oh, man. I forgot my username on Jinteki. How can I reset it? I've already reset my password. I can't remember the username. I'm actually not sure. I have no idea. Sorry, Vita. You might want to contact support. Okay, still thinking. So we can always like forfeit the bellow nut to basically replay a simul chip. That will be our trigger. We don't want to do that. So I think we want to install nanotech. We also need to hit our stim hack largely. I don't think we have enough money. I guess we proco once. I feel like there's a smarter way to plan this out. Okay, sure gamble's fine too. We're gonna proco again, right? Okay, that's not amazing. Take your time. Okay, so here we could gamble. We want to install the nanotech, but I think we will do it clicklessly when we below it to install the... Oh, no, fuck. Excuse me, I mean, YouTube, don't hear that. So we sure gamble here. Then we pull the nanotech down. Is there another program that we possibly want for this run? Shaper, am I right? We definitely need the Gauss, because we know there's two barriers. We're pretty sure there's two barriers here. So we're going to need the Gauss from our heap. And the only way to do that is to pull the final simul chip unless I'm missing something. So that's unfortunate, because we pull the simul chip, it uses our Haley ability. So I think we actually have to discard a Bellona. What do we do? Remove it from the game? Forfeit an agenda. To install a simul chip. Yeah, I feel like that's the best we got. That's really awkward. Oh, I don't like that. Oh, it's cool. It tells us what's possible, though. Okay. Value. So Stimhack's the issue. Like, we have one draw on Stimhack on Proco. If we top deck the Stimhack, I think we're laughing. I don't see you winning after a play like this. No, but I don't see us losing. No, I'm kidding. We'll probably still lose. I just want to see what we're capable of. Again, Palangi would be really sweet right now, right? Because then we could like... Oh man, Paperclip Palangi is so good. But I imagine the early draws are a bit worse. 1 in 10 chance, let's go. Yeah, I think we need to. Damn it. Alright, so we basically have 2 runs on the server. I don't think I can do it. Sorry. Don't think I got this. And no matter what, we can't make them spend enough money, because they'll get money when we interact with them. That's free, at least. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing, like, you know that turn where we stargated R&D? Like, if we just had one more click and we didn't install the nanotech from hand, like, maybe that's the efficiency, the one more click we need to draw to our stim hack. Like, this stuff is so important. Yeah. I was drawn for it. And that actually was a reason early in the turn to set up our combo and use the artist colony, because then we had a higher chance of drawing into the stim hack. So we did that in the wrong order, I think. Maybe if the Stargate run had hit something useful, the Stargate run wouldn't have done much. Like, we'd still lose on this remote. So they gained 4, but again, that doesn't matter. Unless they're tracing us, which I don't think they are. Stop asking. It's very kind, but... Without counting the money, Gold Farmer can be paid through. BC can be colored. No other barriers with Gauss strictly better. Oh, in terms of the Angolo? Gold is also a bit difficult because you have to run twice. But I guess border control trashes itself. And paying 6 for this isn't really tenable, is it? What's the math on this? Oh, it's awkward. It's pretty bad. I guess we'll take the tag, huh? Oh, the 3 boost is killing us here. Yeah, we have no chance. One short. Pass ice and continue. All right, we have a tag. That's fine. We just have to watch out for IP block. We know it's on top of R&D as well. So we'll definitely go ahead and prevent it when encountered. This is only 3 to break. Not bad. I've trouble with nanotech in this deck too. Yeah, I could believe it. So we have 3 credits on 1 click. So that's definitely a good game. We'll run HQ just for a single. Preemptive A, good game. Oh, they even had a preemptive. Woo, that's good. I wonder how much money they got up game net. I think we were obviously a click short. That Archive Memories is sweet. Archive is great. Do you have 1-pointers? Or just all 3s? Yeah, I reckon. Nice. Yeah, Punitive is also another card that got way better. Last card. I have double Punitive in hand. Ooh. Casey stole that SSL. Oh, would we have been dead then? Thanks for the game, eh? Always a pleasure. Cool. So we obviously didn't play that perfectly. I'd be interested whether the hunting grounds actually was the right pull on the remote. It might not actually have been, because it ended up only saving us. Oh, it helped with the slot machine, but we have to decide whether we're going to run the remote enough. We paid 2 for this, and it saved us basically 6 in the whole game. That sounds not bad, but it stopped us from getting our Stargate down early. I feel like when we play this deck, we might have to really consider that we only have 1 strong multi-axis pressure card if we're not camping the remote. Hey, cheers. Catch you around. So that we might need to make sure that we have a way to tutor it. Obviously, some things drew a bit more clumsily than others. Like even having that value imp to run HQ would have been pretty sweet at some point. Just be able to trash punitives and archive memories and preemptives. So they did have a lot of recursion. Second stim-mag obviously very good. We didn't get our MU down, so that we were eating hyperdrivers in hand. But we did find a cool play on the last turn at least. I think this deck definitely has some legs, but you need to play it very smart for it to be good. And this deck seems really good. I think the fact that like Blona SSL is such a strong agenda suite, and it still is, on top of the fact that Punitive also is really hard to deal with, that seems quite good. We got the best opening hand though ever. Like I don't think there's a better opening hand though, so I don't think we can complain about how that started. Damn, I'll definitely want to play another one of that. That one's pretty cool. We also, like, there was a bunch of chat called it out really well. There's a couple turns earlier that we probably wanted to end up pawning our Gauss just so we can get a Hyperdriver so we can continue the setup. And I think that's cool. That Hyperdriver play we had on our last turn, like, that's a really cool surprise if you have, like, a lot of, you know, ways to deal with border control, Fairchild 3, like, things you need to click through. Like, that stuff's pretty good. We'll do one more. Game dev made, like, 10-ish credits by my count. That's not terrible. I don't feel like it was the longest game. Maybe could have gotten it with a Noto? It's hard. Notoriety definitely is possible. Notoriety is really good if you play Euler too, but we're not on that rig. I just don't know how good Euler Ngolo is. Like, it's really expensive. Uh-oh. PE? We have no recursion, but they don't have Kakugo Obakata. Oh, sorry, they have Obakata. They don't have Kakugo shipment from tenant, so we don't actually have to interact with them. This is going to be more about traps. We don't have expose. Opening hand, not the worst. Like, we can, in theory, just like add some C in for Stargate. Stargate's really good. And now the only way that for them to punish Stargate, besides good ice, is like upgrades, like Warride Tracker, Hokusai Grid, stuff like that. I feel like we can probably keep this hand. I feel like we made it worse. Thanks, you too. I'm honestly really hyped that Hyperdriver's back. I'm really excited to see if it's just like a good setup card or some like, you know, eventually problematic combo card. But right now it looks like people are just setting up with it, which is fun. Imagine this will be Mushin with bioethics. All right, so this is playing fucking Jinteki PE online. Like, do we care? Do we just run this? Probably. Yo, dude, I hope you're well. Running late today. Hunter, how's it going? Proco's worth it? Yeah, Proco's definitely worth it. We want to make sure we don't draw too much in these lists, but we don't like the grind from Kakugo is way less prevalent. What's the worst that they score here? Nothing. Ronin's an issue. We don't have a double install unless we want to do SMC data. I think we do SMC data sucker. If we lose this, and as long as they don't arc lock it down, we're fine. Oh, this is awkward. I forgot how awkward that was. We don't die to Ronin, right? Welcome to PE. Yeah, PE online though is very different because people don't care a lot of times. That's Nova with punitive in hand? Well, if it is, they can barely play the punitive. Could also just be an NGO front, which if we run, I don't care. Like, I think we're just going to be like, we're going to play Stargate and try and win. Because they can't poison archives that well. Honestly, like, while P is my favorite corp, I'm glad to see Kakugo gone. Oh, Mushin. Okay, well, now we have no idea. Obakata is still hard to interact with. If it's like Obakata into NGO into punitive, it's hard. Proco stim hack out of the Stargate? I don't think we want to stim hack in this. Oh, they just gave us money too. This looks like they're on punitive if they're doing this, but if they give us money, punitive is not amazing, is it? Hunting Grounds is good against only Kumainu. That's a load of garbage, isn't it? The current is also gone, so they actually have to score 7 if we don't die. Could we die here? Show force 3 damage. I don't know. I think they're probably just on Cerebral Overlater if they're playing like that. Yeah, it seems like it. So it's just traps. So get Stargate down. They don't have ice yet. We'll probably win. I hope. Like, I think we're gonna just pawn the data sucker and then SMC for Stargate and then force them to do something. And at that point, we'll just trash like ice. Never mind. They heard us. Shame we don't have Deus Ex. Yeah, Deus Ex is really good with Simulchip. You just leave it on the table. It's really easy to tech for that. Deus Ex only does net damage though. I don't think there's anything that prevents brain damage outside of Caldera. Archive memories for Mushin no Shin. Alright. Also for what it's worth, running HQ is really good. Because their traps won't fire besides snare from hand. So like running HQ is totally fine. Bounce it? Bounce what? Off this ice? We just want to get nanotech down. Do you think you'll keep playing Runner after this? I don't have post-boundless decks ready yet and I'd love to play a game. I think we're going to mostly be playing Runner. I'm not actually sure. It's not going to be too long of a stream for what it's worth. I still have to record a video today. 30 Laundry, probably don't want to end up playing that. Hyperdriver is good though. Oh, MU is an issue, but we can rectify all of that. If we play this, we have 3 cards in hand, so we died a Ronin Neural, but we didn't run. I'll risk it. SMC for Imp to try and kill Mushin? Oh, that's a pretty good idea as well. We only have 2 SMCs. I guess we could simulchip for the SMC back. But you're right, getting an Imp on the table seems good. Are you happy with the new list? Yo, what up, Frank? Yeah, I think so. It's hard to tell, it's a bit too soon. It looks like we were able to play more strong stuff, and a lot of cards that I didn't like are gone. What that does to the meta, though, is a different issue for sure. Alright, so could they win in 1 turn? Like, what's the worst case scenario? Advance, advance, score, score, do 6 damage with 2 show forces. So technically, yes, they could win. Guru's meat, neat? Meat and neat? Yeah, Guru, you're right. But Guru means we can't steal Bakata, which is a huge issue. Heartbeat also is a bit tricky. That's like a meta call if you put that in your deck. Like, you know there's something you have to deal with. Just like something nice. Oh, nanotech is good. That's a double install. Wow, 7 clicks is a lot of clicks. Just imp the oboe? Yeah, we can definitely imp an oboe. Problem is we can't imp a cerebral overrider. I'm interested in running this one, but like I feel like we're so low risk at this point. Like we can probably just win the late game. I just don't want to do anything. Like, I just want to click for credits. Like, I just don't care. Like, do we just click for credits? Wait, do we even have a console in this deck? We don't have a console, do we? Wow, we don't have a console. That's how bad Shaper consoles are, huh? Like, this would definitely be an Astrolabe deck, but... Alright, I guess we could lose here. Does the deck like this afford DNA tracker? They've been playing a lot of weird econ cards that either they're on punitive or, yeah, they could play Anansi or Oba DNA. Alright. Oboe, that's fine. Philotic. Wow. So they're both agendas. They're now on game point. So they could win with a biotic. We can't really stop that. I guess we're stargating. Oh, you have Clot? It doesn't matter. They weren't on the table. But you're right for biotic. Yeah, we do have Clot. I see what you mean, yeah. Do we install the Gauss? No, because we might need a simul chip SMC. Oh, I didn't realize they put something on top of R&D. Oh, that's a huge issue. Oh, I didn't see that. When did they do that? Okay, so yeah, they're on game point. We are threatening Clot, as long as we have 4 credits. It may just be the Mwanza. Zach, what's up? If it's Mwanza, we don't care with Stargate. But yeah, this kind of sounds more like a Mwanza than a Hokusai. We'll bite. We'll bite. Always be running? You're playing Jinteki, you can't do that. It isn't a Nancy. What is the number first? It's like really expensive, isn't it? I don't think we can afford to break this. Oh. Yeah, we can't afford to break this. That's really bad. So we don't die, but we can't make a successful run because then we can die. It's death then? No, it's not death. We're fine. 3-6. We're fine. No, we don't flatline. No, we have 4 cards. Yeah, we can draw one though, so we're fine. What's the res cost of Hogue Grid? 2. So they can afford it. Finish the run? No. Forget it. They're on 2 credits. We're fine. They rearrange the top 5 as well, so the Stargate gets a bit worse. You have 3? Yeah, but this lets us draw a card. I can pay 2 credits to draw a card. It's one of the subroutines. It's worse to risk death or feel bad. We won't feel bad. Like they spend 8 for 4 damage, and a good effect on R&D, but then we just proc 3 times. Like we don't die to Ronin. That wouldn't be there if you stim hacked for Stargate. Yeah, we could have stim hacked. You're totally right. Like we could have just stim hacked. We wouldn't have got the Stargate down. Like we couldn't have used the Stargate ability, and I'm more interested in the Stargate than hitting traps. At this point, they only have 2 credits though, so they can't fire Snare. But again, Hokusai will be lethal, so we have to check out. Where's the taps? Yeah, yo, Michael, what's up? We pivoted because we just found Crit posted this list, but we're gonna get the taps in right after this. This looks rough. I think this is fine. Obviously, the fact there are 5 points is like a way worse deal than we're actually face checking at Nancy. You can face check it at Nancy. It's not a big deal. Like they paid 8 for this. Warrior Tracker incoming? Yeah, Warrior Tracker, like no matter what, if it's a Hokusai, we die. So we're just gonna jack out after the Nancy. I don't think there's anything that punishes that, unless it's like a Georgia and Milioff, and then I think they have a window to res it. Yeah, we'll draw one so we don't die here. Oh, the Clot. That's good, that's in the bin. So now we'll pass ice and jack out. We take 3. Okay. Proco. 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 Cool. This is fine. They're going to need money. I don't know how we deal with a Nancy though. Like this deck doesn't have a good way to deal with a Nancy. They're only on 2 credits, so what could this be? Wait, if they're on 2 credits, that means one of these has to be an NGO front. Otherwise, none of these traps have teeth. The fact that we don't have a good wheel to deal in the Nancy though, but I guess who does? Paperclip Palangi. Yeah, it looks like it could be an NGO, but if we run on the wrong one, right? Like no matter what, we have to draw into 4. Just because of, what's it called? Junebug. So I think maybe the best thing here to do is run HQ. There's no more 3-2s they can be playing, so they can't do like credit, advanced score. So everyone's probably NGO. Yeah, one of these is definitely an NGO. I'm fine just running HQ a bit. They also ordered the deck, so they put this on top, so it looks like it was probably an NGO. Okay, Neural EMP is online. That's a bit scary. They could do advance, flip Ronin. No, so they can't kill us. Psychic Field. Oh, that's good. So we know a Neural. That's all we know. We'll Proco one more. They can crank NGO, score Obakata? Oh yeah, you're totally right. They could. Yeah, they have a chance of winning here. You're totally right. It's Greg's Tempo Haley. Watch out, Argus. There's no misdirection. Yeah, there is no misdirection. You're totally right. I'm hoping we have enough money, but also we have Imp, which kind of helps. But yeah, I want to play a Casting Call while we can. Casting Call seems really good. Yeah, we could totally lose here. They could do NGO into 5-3. It's worth noting that we saw Psychic Field, so they are interested in like non-advancing traps. It's a weird turn, so we could still lose. If this was like a trap and they had no credits on it, that's so wild. I don't know if you pawn anything here. I don't think we do. They still can't fire a snare. How do we deal with this? How much is it for Angolo? 2, 2, 3 for 5. 7. How much is it for Nanotech? 9. Whew. Like to see if Into the Groove is good with Hyperdriver. Yo, Pink, Rob is saying that it is. It just kind of runs out of gas. Rick, what's up? I've been playing everything cheaply in Shaper, Pelongi, Paperclip, and Goal or Faust. Yeah, I can believe it. Seems really strong. Imp doesn't help against Argus when I run like Headless Chicken. I don't even know what we want at this point. Like just economy so that we can Stargate once a blue moon. We know Neural EMP. Fansight's probably not going to matter unless they score a Sting, which they always do. They always score a Sting. Dirty Laundry, not great. That's a Neural. Yeah, we could easily lose here. They can just do advance if we lose. More money? Fortune favors the brave? Yeah, but also fortune causes you to lose. There's 2 agendas already scored. So, like, if they already had NGO, they would have won the game last turn. So now that we have to make sure that one of those is a 5-3 and they didn't have NGO on the table. And the fact that they install advanced server 4 while not having NGO is wild. Yeah, they're just going to moosh and stuff. Like, at this point, we just have to run it. This is obviously really, really bad, the place that we're at. They have 3 credits, so they can do the brain damage stuff. There's a data sucker, but it might be too late. We already threw it out, I think. Yeah, we pawned it. You're right, though. The data sucker does seem kind of nice. Yeah, data sucker doesn't seem terrible. Why wouldn't they moosh in advance? They didn't moosh in credit. Why don't you always moosh in advance? Moosh in advance is so much better than moosh in credit. That's cerebral. They know what it is. They ordered their deck. End up headbutting server 5? I'm not gonna do it. Snare? Yeah. Why didn't you check what they were on 0? Because one of these easily could have been an NGO. They did install advanced, putting them down to 0. So I'm assuming that this is an NGO. Or this is an NGO and this is a trap. If they did install advanced without having an NGO, either that's good mind games or they didn't check their credit total. Because none of the Jinteki traps besides the tag one, none of the traps besides specifically Ghost Branch, they all need money. I think we're just gonna go ahead and pay 9. No, that seems like way too much. Proco for no. They only had 3, so advancing and puts them to 2. Sorry, Zach? Poglaus Leroy? Nah. We'll just play it slow. Fuck it. We're not gonna be able to trash this upgrade. Warrior Tracker's annoying, Hokusai's annoying. At least they spent some money on it. God, 9? That's affordable. On the Mushin turn? Oh, I see what you mean. If they advanced it, they'd be on 2, so they couldn't threaten. Okay, so that's why Mushin advance is not better. Yeah, that's very true. Show of Force, Neural EMP, Engram Flash. Okay, so there easily could be a Show of Force on the table. They also didn't res this upgrade, so it makes me think it's... What would this upgrade be? That makes me think they want to score next turn. if they wouldn't res the Hokusai, but they still could if they res the Hokusai. What upgrade would they not res? Mwanza, I guess? Yeah, maybe it is a Mwanza. Lyra would be disappointed. Well, in theory, we now have Artist Colony fan site. I guess. Okay, good. So they have double neural coming up. Cool. Could still lose. Isn't Hokusai banned? No, it wasn't. Randuin, how's it going? Lamau. Oh, so it was a Ronin. So that makes sense, I guess. Double advanced Ronin with no money? Because it didn't likely seem to be a trap, unless that's an NGO on server 1. I don't even think they have NGOs if they have medical research fundraiser. Maybe we should deduce that. Yeah, that's it. That's death. Oh, it was an NGO. The fuck? Excuse me, I mean, the heck? Yeah, that makes sense. The NGO was always the fear. Because you were advancing cars down to 0 credits. That Mwanza. That's a wild include. You know what? For what it's worth, I like this card a bit more than Hokusai. You don't have to res it. The tag is very, very valuable, and on average, the runner spends 3 instead of 4, and you spend 2 instead of 2. But Hokusai would have been better here, or Warroid. I like Pricek. Yeah. Welcome to PE Gaming. It's just like such a different game than anything else, where like Expose is like game winning, and then you just have to make the right calls, and it's no longer exactly about economy or pressure. That Anansi on R&D is absolutely nuts. I feel like that's the hardest thing our ICE can deal with. Like we can deal with a DNA tracker for like what, 5 credits? I feel like we needed not the nanotech, but we needed the Ngolo to deal with the Anansi. But no matter what, even if we lock R&D, we're gonna lose to the remotes. Pricek feels bad when they have missed bones. Why? Didn't think about Stargate. Hey, cheers. So I don't even know if this deck got better or worse because of the changes. I'd actually reckon it got worse. I think Kakugo's really strong. This deck is not on punitive. The biggest change is that you can't film critic Leo Bakata, which, you know, obviously that's a big issue. You can't film critic any agenda. Obviously that's a big issue. The flag is a 1 of as well, so the chance of this getting 5 points that early is not that high. But we didn't see any stings or anything, which they're definitely in there. They usually are, right? No breach dome. Yeah, no breach dome kind of matters. Like obviously just the damage trap is good. Poisoning archives isn't that impactful considering how few ice are running. Like Amaku is gonna be an issue no matter what. But yeah, a breach dome is definitely just a good card to keep in hand or on your deck. 3 stings, yeah, that makes sense. Good game, eh? I could play a bioethics or 2 if they wanted to. I don't know. I don't know what bioethics does. Like bioethics, never mind, that's not true. Bioethics is obviously very good when you're playing, what's it called? Ronin. Like very, very good when you're playing Ronin. That being said, you need to run unadvanceable traps. And we saw Psychic Field. Sure, in theory you could motion a bioethics, but I feel at that point you'd rather motion a Ronin. But there's only 3 Ronins in the deck. I wonder what they do against, what's it called? Sting feels mandatory. Sting feels very good. I think it got a lot worse without, obviously, without shipment from Tenon, but it's still good. And I think you would actually want Biotic Labors in that deck. I think you do. Being able to score out a Hokusai or a Sting is like so easily game winning. Even just some of them having this extra click to be able to like do advanced score, advanced neural or whatever. Seems pretty good. I don't know where the influence goes. Okay, now... What's the hour right now? It's like 2? We need to get the pad taps into the deck list, otherwise our name is not going to be correct on, then that's bad. So we need to figure out how to make a list that has pad taps in it. So I've no doubt this crits version of the deck is very good. I think we've proven that, or at least seen that, considering, well, we haven't won a game, but whatever, you know what I mean? But I want to see what the pad taps, sorry, not the pad tap, but the tapworms do to it. I think there was something that we had to look at. I don't know. Like against that Jinteki deck that we played, what does Tapworm do? Nothing. They never had money. It doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. So that's obvious. Against GameNet, what does it do? They actually had good money. If they spend a turn to purge, I think we're in a pretty good spot, considering we also have Hyperdriver turns on top of that. Like that's a huge swing. The issue did actually come down to money in that game. Like, I think that would actually have been kind of worth it. And we also do have dirty laundries in a list to get value access on central servers if we want. Padworm. Tap and Worm also both are very good together. Like, that's just absolutely aggressive. And with Haley, you get those cheap installs as well. Side the build list, since Ice feels less relevant and all restricted breakers, Faust in the new ban list. Well, I think Faust is like unplayable against PE. I think if you're PE and they install Faust, like, you're really happy. But I think you need to have ice, right? Otherwise you're gonna get diversioned. I don't know. How much ice are you running? Okay, let's see if we can get this going. I just want to be able to click on this, but not, oh, there we go. Okay, so this is where we were starting at. We can cut out the chaff of some sort. So this was the list that we're looking at, but I kind of like parts of the other list for sure. I think Admin's really cute, and it lets us deal with some of that bigger stuff. Like Admin 5 does a lot in some of the matchups that we played in. I guess it deals with Anansi, it deals with Toll Booth. Like Admin 5 seems okay. We have stim hacks to get that down, so that seems okay. What else do we want? Femme Fatale, I don't think that's necessary anymore in the meta. Nanotech is a bit rubbish, but I don't know if we can do better. Ika is not really good, is it? Gordian Blade, probably not good. The thing is, like, if we are a pawn shop deck, and I'm assuming we're going to be a pawn shop deck, that means that we can probably run Euler. I don't know whether Euler is better or worse than Ngolo. We also need a lot of MU. Ooh. I'm gonna try the net chips. I think the Akamatsus are definitely very elegant, but here we have some options. So we'll try that for sure. What else do we have? Self-modifying code. We've been running 2 in every list and it hasn't been that upsetting. Clot, we haven't needed. It's still a threat. That should better go. I hear Palangi Paperclip is better than Nanotech. Yeah, I hear that too. I just don't know how we can support the Palangi. I guess we just keep trashing the Palangi. But then we can't keep trashing the Tapworms. Whatever. For what it's worth, in the last matchup that we played before, like, the Gauss wasn't the worst. It really wasn't the worst. But now we can't play Euler, so I guess we play Ngolo. We also could consider playing Inversificator. Obviously, Ngolo is really good. I guess we play 2 Palangis, just so we don't have to rely on the recursion too much. Fansite Hunting Grounds. The question is whether we need Data Dealer or not. We probably don't need it. Andre, check your email for the channel. Sure thing. If you keep Imp, then I suggest Guru. I think Guru is not a good card. I don't understand in what meta this is good, right? Like, against chip damage is awful, so it's good against like big meat damage and big net damage. With this on the table, you can't steal Obokata, so it's not very good in the Jinteki matchup, because in every Jinteki matchup, you will have to steal Obokata, barring some wild fast advance stuff. It's obviously very good against Wayland, but paying 4 to steal an agenda, like, you're just in that equally bad spot as Punitive. I don't understand why Guru is good. We also never got the value from the Imp, but Imp is definitely really nice. We could consider playing it. What else do we have? We're definitely missing a lot of stuff here. So this version had Clot Misdirection, Inti, Nanotech. So we have Paperclip, that's good, Nanotech, Ngolo, Atman. That seems like a good breaker suite. We have still a fair few cards to put back in. We don't have a console. Is there any console that's worth playing? Also, is Reclaim worth playing? Reclaim's kind of good with Paperclip. That's largely it. Try one. I don't think we need the admin. Oh, you're right, with Paperclip Paperclip we probably don't. Yeah, okay, we'll try without it. I just don't know how we're gonna fill up all these slots. So where's the hyper fast one? Okay, can we get a Hyperdriver in here? I reckon we have to. So we'll get a Hyperdriver. Oh, also, of course, we need the Harbingers because we are an Aesop's list. We need a multi-axis we don't have. So now we don't have influence for Stargate unless we do a single stim hack. So that's an issue. What else? Aesop's Artist Colony. This did 2, which I think makes sense in this list because it is a pawn shop list and the other copies are still fine. Hunting Grounds, Proco. The Reclaim, not necessary. Sure, Gamble, Stim Hack, and this list had 2 Dirty Laundries. Otherwise, we're not that far off. We have fewer. No, we don't have fewer programs. Huh. 4th net chip. Seems cute. We have to cut 1 influence. Do we actually cut a Stim Hack? Yeah, 4th net chip seems good with Stargate. Do we cut a Stim Hack? I guess we have to, but Stim Hack obviously is one of our better cards. Unless, like, this seems like we don't have enough money, but maybe we save more money with Palangi Paperclip, unless we also somehow get Data Dealer in there. Deuces wide or diesels? The thing with Proco is like diesel isn't very good. The thing with like a lot of these decks is diesel is good in the early game, just to set up. But once you're like in the mid to late game, you'd much rather Hyperdriver or like Proco up than actually play diesel. I'm not a big fan of diesel. Wait, how? Oh yeah, we cut a stim hack. Maybe cut Hunting Ground over stim hack. Hunting Ground seems really relevant right now. Like we have no way to steal quantum predictive model. Data Raven's everywhere. Toll Booth is everywhere. Slot machine. Hunting Ground seems really good. Cut 1 Taproom for 2 stim hack. I think once we realize how bad Taproom is, that's the right play. But because we were trying to test out Taproom, I'm gonna fight back against that. I just want to see what happens when we play Taproom on click 1, turn 1. Toss Paperclip for Crowder. The big reason why we're playing Paperclip is that it's so absurdly good with Palangi. That's like 90% of the reason. It's nothing to do with the quality of the fact that this is, if like I'd rather play Euler than, sorry, whatever that card is called, Gauss, than Crowder, I think, for the influence. 2 turning wheels on R&D interface over Stargate seems maybe. Yeah, it's not that bad. We have the MU though. I wish we could just get more money in here. What's like money? Does Shaper have money? I don't think. Oh, I guess Rozeki's, huh? Boom. That's a list. That's a list. Let's see what this draw's like. Okay. This opening hand, is it trash? We probably mulligan that. This opening hand seems a fair bit better. I guess we do credit, double install, Proco. We actually would have just done Proco Hyperdriver. The next turn we pop up 7, we do Proco, Gamble, Fanside Cast. Yeah, this seems okay. This seems like we can do this. I feel like we're probably logged out at this point. Yeah, we are, thank God. No, this is technically not Tap Shaper because we don't have Pad Tap. Rozeki Busto. Rozeki's still really good. And the thing is, like, Rozeki also works as like our good asset anti-asset spam deck. I just tried to search up Rozeki as the identity. We are Haley Kaplan. Click remember me, never have the log app problem again. The thing is, like, on this, what's it called, browser, because I pull this up, I do work stuff on here, and this comes up on stream, this browser remembers nothing about me whatsoever. It's like opening a clean slate, so we're always gonna have to log back in, regardless of whether we hit remember me. What's this called? If I had a special computer just for streaming, yeah, totally, we could do that. But unfortunately, it has all my work and financial stuff and everything in there, so I don't want to do it. Live ban list. All right, let's give this a shot. Rozeki should be identity next Ocarina tournament. Why would you play any other Shaper? 1 credit a turn? Oh, beans. It's at the bottom, right? No, it's not. No. Really? Did I really goof it? I thought it was at the bottom. 5 influence. Okay, no one plays it. I forgot to make this a casual round, so it's not in here. Control F. Will that actually work? Oh, they left. Okay, well that solved that, I guess. Casual. Have they updated JNet yet? No, it's still casual. The thing is, they won't update it probably till the 26th, which is the day that actually changes the standard meta. Right now, we're all just like pre-playing. In theory, if you have a tournament like today or up to Friday, I guess it is, you are playing MWL 3.4B. I think that's what it's called. You can keep pawning paper when needed. Yeah, you can. You just can't reinstall it for cheap. I really like Lad as a Shaper, though. Lad's good as a Shaper, just it's a total struggle to play, what's it called? We'll keep that. It's a struggle to play, thanks, you too. To play Stim Hack. Alright, opening hand, pretty good. Beth, Aesop's, fan site. That's good stuff early. SMC and Palangi. SMC is kind of neat. This might actually be like the list that we pulled up earlier, the MCA of tomorrow list. Having Hyperdriver helps against MCA, but basically it's just ice border control. Nothing really, nothing too big. Next activation command shouldn't matter because we're not using non-icebreaker cards, but the +2 strength is definitely good. And we don't have Clot in this list, so the biotic labor is a bit stronger. Where are we? Here. I will keep this. Andre, we may just write 0. What's up? Why 0? Like the card? No Parangas? What? So this is Architects of Tomorrow, 45-12, mind you, and when we pass a Biroid, they can res another Biroid once a turn, lowering its res cost by 4. And Biroids are mostly ice. Some assets, I don't think there are upgrades. No, there are ash. I think there are fewer assets than upgrades. It's like what, Biroid Work Crew? Well, okay, that's the Shaper defense. Triple ice. All right, so now if we did have a Pat Tap, it seems pretty bad, or a Tapworm. So we don't need the Aesops this turn. I think we can definitely draw here. Okay, that's a lot better. So what's the right play? I don't think it's Aesops. I think it's Proco Fansite. Because the Beth, actually no, you probably want to do credit Proco Beth. Because we're likely to get money off of Beth. Oh no, Palangi, yeah, right. Blank's Palangi though. That's Parangas. Yeah, totally. Because it's a paid ability, but not on an icebreaker. Install server 1. We're down on 0 credits, so even just like a Maryland seems good here. They're not Asa group. I'm swatting a fly on my keyboard. Hello. Alright, so it seems like Ash on top of something else. Probably Ash Rashida. Even if we run that and they spend money resing it, like I think we're okay with that. Unless it's like a Prysac. They also didn't give a Beth credit, so we're wrong. Alright. I think we'll run that just to make them res the Ash. Otherwise we'll trash a Rashida for free. For 1, excuse me. If they res the Ash for 2, like that's pretty okay. We probably should have clicked up once more just so we could trash. Oh, no, this is Jinja. Uh-oh. Okay, never mind. Feels bad. That was really bad now, because otherwise we would have been daily cast Fansite, and we need the daily cast money. So I guess we're just doing these two. I honestly don't know if we install Aesops, but I guess the efficiency's worth it. F him up, Andre. I think I'm gonna go take a nap. Looking forward to catch a rest. Hey, take care, hey, Lindella. Enjoy the nap. Stops Boomerang? Yeah, totally. We don't have it. Alright, Jinja. So it's a Fairchild, which they can't res. With the 4 credit reduction, if they have 5 credits, they can trash it. So we need to be able to threaten the Jinja. The Jinja is how we lose the game. I think we just pawn the Fansite early. Value. Alright, they still only have 3 credits. So how do we swat a Jinja? We basically need to have 8 credits worth of trashables. Well, there's the artist colony. I think we can run this. So this is not this list, right? Because this list did not run. I don't know where it is anymore. Jinja. No, it did not. So this list is no good to us. It's a trash list. All right. So they have no money, which is pretty okay for us. The card in Archives too is interesting. We can run this. It forces them to res the Ash if they want to protect their Jinja. It looks like they have another Jinja. Oh, it's an Ash. We have the accesses, but we don't trash it because we can't. And I think we're just gonna install the SMC. Next turn we'll install casts and a colony. Credit, hedge fund. They're up to 9, so now they can, in theory, consider resing the Fairchild if we pass through something. I don't think we have a good answer to Fairchild. I don't want to pawn the what's it called, the SMC, but we'll just Proco up here. Hyperdriver would be nice at some point. No, second Palangi. There's the Tapworm. So here we could like run Archives. The problem with Tapworm and Palangi is together they give so much value. There's a good reason not to run 2 viruses in the same deck. That's obnoxious, but we don't need to do that this turn. We basically want to get them to where they do advance or something, and then we fork them between the pawn shop and anything else. This is awkward. I think we're just gonna install the Palangi and pawn it. That might be wrong. We have 2 simul chips in hand. Fairchild has no face check. Try to trash Ash. Yeah, but they can't even res it. Fairchild just ends the run. Like, we definitely do try and contest that. It's an MC austerity policy, so we have fewer clicks. We get a free credit. But yeah, we're gonna definitely try and trash that, or at least force the Ash res. So we'll pawn the Pelangi. We'll gain 3 more. So we'll proco once. Oh, we only have 3 clicks. We'll run server 1. So to trash both of this, it's 3, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do it. They're going to be restoring these things all game too. And unfortunately, we don't have Claude. If we have Claude, MC austerity policy is not even that good. We'll probably res the Ash here. Stamherk? Stamherk is okay. I think we want to Stamherk breakers down. I'll Stamherk once they restore. So we have money clicking away with the daily cast, so I don't mind this. Happy Father's Day. Yo, yeah, you're right, Vincent. It's Father's Day. I gotta call my dad, actually. How's it going? Let me scroll this down. Oh, I shouldn't move my face. All right, click the 9. Okay, cool. We bought ourselves some breathing room to shaper setup. Now, running centrals is a bit more difficult to get that tapeworm down. I think Pink knows the list we're playing. Beth has been really good. Proco, that's good. Proco, that's all right. So I think we just do double install simul chips. It feels so bad when you don't get a hyperdriver turn, how few things you can do on your turn. These also let us install harbingers aggressively if we really need to. So next turn, if we want to use a simul chip, we can pop the harbinger. Otherwise, we can just pawn the daily casts. And they probably have multiple agendas in hand. The thing is, like, as soon as they res the Fairchild, I don't know what we do. So we do no runs. I guess once they second ice their server 1, but they probably have multiple agendas in hand. Unfortunately, we have no multi-access, and that kind of shows that. Maybe we just run archives here. Yeah, I want to just see if we can get this thing down. So, beginning of turn, I think we'll pawn the casts. We always can trash this. Oh no, Ichi's their choice, huh? So we'll pawn this. In theory, we could take the 2 credits off of it first. I feel like that's the easiest way to do it. We'll run first click. See what this is. Again, if we pass the ice, if it's an Eli, we can just end the run. It's a Fairchild 1, so we can't end the run. We can trash one of our install cards. We'll just pay 2. Our install cards are worth at least 3 credits, so seems bad, but Wendigon, what's up? Just got here. What deck are you playing? We're trying to see what Shaper looks like with Papor. SSL, uh-oh. We might be punitived. We might be punitived, so we need to keep cards in hand. This is also, Tapeworm's now an interesting reason why you wouldn't take money off of SSL endorsement. So we'll just keep our money up. We still have a double install if we need to. I think we'll just install the Tapeworm. I don't think we can be double punitived. I don't want to install anything else. I'm worried about punitive. Their hand must be flooded if that's in there. Anything spicy in the list? No, it's kind of Shaper. This is probably the spiciest. Plongi Paperclip also is modern and spicy. Ooh, we're getting the Tapeworm. Oh, well, now they don't have a lot of money. So joke's on us. 8 credits. They score a Vitruvius there where we don't care. So Tapeworm now kind of like Pad Tap. We'll pawn something. All right, 15 credits. They have 8. Angolo deals with this one poorly. Atman would have been good. Still haven't seen a Hyperdriver yet. We could always Artist Colony this to rob them of the 6 credits if we really care to. I don't think it's right at this point, but it's interesting. All right, casts. Fansite, that's a good double install if that's a Vitruvius. Then I guess we can just put down a hardware, but we're very likely to draw into our more net chips. I don't feel like we need to do that. We only have 1 MU left. Net chip meta. For what it's worth, Gauss is actually really bad against Eli's and stuff like that, so this is okay. We can always draw here and throw something out. Like, you can always Proco and just throw out your worst card. A lot of times it's better than clicking for a credit. He says and clicks for a credit. Let me move my face. All right. So we have the money lead. They will gain 11. We also don't know whether they're just on 5-3s and punitive or something like that, or whether they're just on SSL. The thing is, like, SSL doesn't make... I don't think it's amazing with a lot of other 2-pointers, because you could lose in 3 agendas. Like, a lot of times you would do 2-pointers in food, so maybe they're just on 3-pointers. Ooh, they did! They trashed the purge. We basically got a free turn. It's like Hyperdriver, right? They also didn't score this. Top a turn. 17. Second artist colony is good. I threw on an SSL, might be worth poking HQ bit. Yeah, I think so. I'm just worried about giving them value. We need more programs on the table for that to be good. We always can like SMC and then throw our nanotech or a Palangi down, which seems fine. So I think we can poke here. I'm glad you're testing Shaper for me because I never really gravitate towards them. They're very easily very toolboxy and good. If the meta is diverse, and as long as Shaper has enough economy, they're almost always very good because it's very easy for them to pivot and play against multiple different archetypes. I guess assets are a bit hard. Oh, we have 2 Berzekis in this deck we haven't found. We'll take a run early. That no Aesop's flex? Okay. We do have a hunting grounds. That means they probably don't have money. That's not a Byroid. Huh? What is this? Is this a punitive list? I'm happy with this. How many net chips? Yo, Crit, what's up? We played your deck list. This is on 4. Yours was on 3. I really enjoyed your deck. Thank you for sharing it. What is this? Look at value anyways. You can't not run. Yeah, but once a turn. Eli 1.0. What the heck just happened there? Jinja Junk Ice plus Surveyors? Like rhyme? If that was a Jinja, they probably would have rezzed it. Okay, well, they didn't get their Architects of Tomorrow. We could run again. They basically gain what? Oh, we gotta consider breaking this. They gained 2 credits and 3 credits. They made 3 credits on that. That's not bad. Apparently they aren't getting value. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Okay, I'll keep setting up with Shaper. Okay, so, if this was an Akamatsu mem chip, the Hyperdriver would have been better here because it would have been playable. So, you know, good thing to learn. We have 2 more clicks. We could do double install here. Oh, in theory, we could also like install the net chip, pop the SMC, install whatever we pull from the SMC on the net chip, like a Rizeki. And then we could, oh, we didn't even pawn the Harbinger. Oh, we're stupid. Yeah, excuse me. And then we can get the Hyperdriver going. I feel like it's fine. Hyperdriver is also really good if we just have it in hand to deal with MCA austerity if we need to deal with it. Yeah, this is really clumsy. If we draw once more, we have a chance of doing a double install. I'll risk it, and then worst case, we throw out like the SMC, I guess. But there's definitely some aggressive plays here with SMC that I'm not figuring out. That's bad. We do have 2 more 2MU cards in our deck, and that was one of them. So we don't really have a really good double install here. Oh, that's really rough. I think we'll install the SMC and then like pull Rizeki and put the Rizeki on a net chip. Then we have to install the net chip. Oh, this is awful. So we know in the rest of our deck we have 5 hardware, so I don't want to single install this. This is only good against like Ichi and Tier. There's not that many buy-right sentries that people play. This is like 3 credits of install value. Oh man, this is a horrible hand. That's so bad. Yeah, this is where Team Akamatsu wins. I'll concede to that for sure. I don't know what to do here. The Palangi seems really good. Thinking. I don't want to single install a net chip. I'll look like an idiot. Can't do that. Yeah, I guess we'll do the SMC, and then we'll throw out... There's no console too. Oh, we have to throw out 2 cards? Ah. Oh, there's no way you throw out Hyperdriver, right? Throwing out a program sometimes is good, because then you can simulchip it. Let's say that's the case. Oh, we also could have considered simulchipping out a... Oh, we had a really cool play here in theory. Wait. Okay, if we were smarter, we would pop the SMC, then we would have simulchipped down a pad tap. That's the smart play. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this. Oh, but we don't have the extra MU. So then I guess we have to hard install this. We're hard installing this. Oh, then we don't get the double install. Ah! Shaper! What are you doing to me? Never mind. Nothing to see here. I'll figure this out. Okay. I still think it's the right play. We also can install a tapeworm. No, we're gonna pull the tapeworm for our deck. I don't know how good that is. We can install. We could install a Hyperdriver actually. That's probably fine. And then. Oh, we can't Haley here. Oh, I hate this. I hate this so much. If we pulled anything else, if we pulled a Rizeki here, we would have been better. Because then we would have 3 MU left. And then we could have installed the Hyperdriver from hand and... No, then we could have installed the SMC from hand and the tapeworm. Hold on. One more time. Oh, man. SMC to tapeworm, Hyperdriver from hand? Oh yeah, we could just SMC for it. Yeah, you're right. I think that's even better. Yeah, that's probably better, Jeff. I think you're right. I forgot we had a second tapeworm. Cool. We still have a click left. I don't want to install the net chip. I don't want to do it. I'm not spending a click to install the net chip. Forget it. We got it. Sorry about that, my opponent. The MU matters. Again, Akamatsu. A lot more flexible in this. They purged again! Oh my god, so good. Okay, so now we're going to do our triggers. We should have done this last turn. I don't think there was a reason not to do it. We have 8 clicks, 21 credits. Okay, so now we have to basically just get set up by drawing another net chip, by drawing another net chip, by drawing another net chip. By drawing another net chip. By drawing another net chip. This deck is the worst. I'm not installing the net chip if we don't Haley it. No questions asked. We probably should run HQ here. At least a 3-0 up at least. Yeah, let's say that. Let's say that. Oh, whoa! Congratulations, it's really expensive for Ngolo. I did not realize that was 3 strength. Who put strength on this thing? Oh, that's interesting. That's really good when we simul-chip into our net chip. Or our tapeworm. Oh man, we can really milk tapeworm with this. So if we don't break it, they gain 3. If we do break it, we spend 3, they gain 1. Oh, that's hard. Should have drawn another net chip. That was the right play, I'm pretty sure. Okay, so we can break this with Angolo, which is upsetting. It's 2, 3 credits. Then they gain 1. Otherwise, we can gain 1 and they gain 3. Is it more important that we don't have money? They don't have money? Yeah, it's important. They're HP. It's important they don't have money. Nah, we'll have all the breakers. We'll be fine. We'll steal 3-pointer here. Slot machine. All right. We could have, in theory, considered simul-chipping for a tapeworm there, but I feel like it's still a pretty good play later on. Like, our simul-chips aren't doing much. Ooh, looks like there's something in HQ. We saw, what did we see? We saw, Glacier. We saw, this is where admin gets good, I think. Admin 3 would have been pretty good in this matchup. Eli, yeah, slot machine, that's it, it was Eli. So we pawn the Harbinger, that's pretty good, because then we can simul-chip aggressively, which I think we want to simul-chip for another tapeworm. Be a real dick. Oh, that's not the right card? That's the right card. Okay, 25. All right. feel like net chip should be drawing net chip. Here, we're gonna draw a net chip here. Yes! This deck is sick! We drew a net chip, my friends. Taproom best install after they install advanced. Yeah, I totally see that. We talked a bit before about that, how the fork is really, really strong. Otherwise, they just do nothing. And now that we Rozeki, them doing nothing is slightly better for us. But yeah, I totally agree. All right, we have Ngolo. If we double install net chip, we're gonna do that. I don't care. It's happened. He did call it. So we can run here. In theory, what's bad here? Ichi, we'd have to pull a program. We can't pull the nanotech from hand. There's no way to do it. So we can just install the nanotech. Oh, we always pull Angi and Ngolo. I feel like that's fine. Yeah, we'll just run. This is probably an Eli or a slot machine anyways. I reckon it's a slot machine. Yeah, okay. We have a hunting grounds in our deck. I don't think it's worth pulling it right now. Simulchip. Hardware program. So it's either a 3 credit swing or we spend 4. I'll spend 4. Why does this one not have the ability to auto break? All the other ice does. This is a code gate, so they're gonna get value. Oh, I forgot how bad man Ngolo is against this ice suite. We can also trash a card, but your trashed cards are worth 3 as opposed to 1. Okay, now they get a cheap res. Stop Dash Entertainment. All right, cheap Eli. All right, what's this? This is a single axis. Why are we running here? It's a Jinja. I feel like we can't let them have that. Their deck has to be a lot of shitty ice, like cheap ice. Okay, do we simulchip out for a Tapeworm? Probably. Why play Ngolo in this? This deck needs to play some reasonable cards. It's a good card. It really is. Yeah, I guess we are running for tap, aren't we? Oh, that's clickless, of course. Very good. So we have 2 more net chips in our deck. So I think the hardest thing to value install is the nanotech. Unfortunately, you can't pull Tapeworm out like on their turn to get your Haley trigger. We're doing a very bad job getting Haley triggers on their turn. But I guess Simulchip is a big reason why that's the case. I don't know what other resources we're going to install. I'll just install that inefficiently. You don't happen to have an APOC in here somewhere? No, we don't. Hey, they purged. We really need our multi-axis for this to be good. I'm going to actually pawn the daily cast just so we get an extra credit off of it. Otherwise, we could have pawned something else to get 5 that turn. And Rozekis are good. Beth, also 5 clicks. Pretty good. Hyperdriver? We need another net chip. Oh, Akamatsu is so much better than net chip. I'll admit it. I'll set it. I said it. Here we have a double install. Again, I don't know how good the sentry breakers are. We didn't have to do that there. We could have kept drawing. Paperclip will throw out. Oh, we found it. We found it. So glad Sakon is gone? Yeah, without Sakon, like, obviously, Tapeworm is stupid. Ice Archives? What is happening? They probably just couldn't afford anything else. And again, Rozeki is so good. So if we want to trash this Harbinger, it's because we want to use Simulchip. I think we're just going to trash, I don't know, a fan site. Or an artist colony, excuse me. Beth, like, we need a second Rozeki down. Can't wait for the lockdown. It could honestly happen. Netchip Nanotech. I don't want a Netchip Nanotech because we're gonna eventually have 3 Netchips, and then we still have Hyperdrivers, and we still have what's it called, Stargate, and those both want the Netchips more than the 1 MU for Nanotech does. And we can get another Hyperdriver down, so we just want to get into our Stargate. We're running out of cards though. I don't think that matters. Oh, we have 3 Gamble in the bottom. Okay, that's good. Lamau. Next turn, we probably double install these 2, so I'm in no rush. I guess we can draw through our whole deck. I guess? I don't know. Trash the face down Harbinger? Yeah, eventually. How's it going, Dave? Welcome. 8 something the face down is probably fine. Alright, they pay good money. Pay border control, my friends. We need to run HQ.
Yeah, we just need to run HQ now. I wish we had HQ multi-access. We have nothing. Okay. In theory, we wanted to trash this Harbinger if we wanted to use our simul chip. But now we have Palangi paperclip, and we can install the paperclip from heap and get the Palangi on it. Like, it's so good. We still don't have a good way of dealing with this. They have 10 credits. Giving them not money seems really important. So we want to get these two down. So it's either we do nothing. In our bottom 7, we have a Stargate. I wish this deck had more cards on the table. We build our own Euro game. We also have another net chip for what it's worth. So I think we really need to pressure HQ. They're going to get value whenever we go through Eli, but once we go through Eli, we can then go through R&D. I just feel like running R&D without Stargating seems like a waste of our time. And I don't think we've seen any preemptives or recursion cards just yet. We also have this Aesop's burning a hole in our pocket, but we'll use that for the remote. It's a big remote, it is. But we know this Fairchild here is like 9 credits. So this is where Rhyme is going to show up. I think we just run HQ. The question is where to use our Haley install, like whether we do Hyperdriver Rizeki this turn, or whether we probably just do Paperclip Hyperdriver. Yeah, I think that's fine. God, Paperclip's good. Terrence, what's up? Install runner, yeah, a bit. Install Paperclip. I guess we're hosting it. I don't think we need to pull out a Palangi now. We want to use that later when it's a surprise. This is one late game shaper. Like, they spent 2 turns purging, if not 3. Like, we just got so much further in the game. And that's why Rizeki actually seems really good with Pad Tap. But I guess anything that fires off the start of turn, like Aesop's is as well. Alright, so let's see what they cheap res. They have Turtle, you turtle back? Sorry? We also do have a way to disable the on encounter. We have in a bottom 7, we do have a, what's it called, Hunting Grounds. I don't think whether we break with the program or not matters. I'm paying for this, I don't care. That's an interesting eyes. I don't think it's particularly great, but like I like that it makes us think. Okay, so we could have considered simul chipping for another, what's it called? Tapworm. Congrats. Congrats. That's really funny. So now, in theory, oh, they use that to res a Fairchild, so running here is okay. Obviously, if Fairchild is annoying, this is a bit of expensive. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just gamble, run R&D. Singles, like, eventually the Stargate will win. It's good to run once they get their ability. Like, we want to run multiple times a turn. It's like trashing multiple cards a turn against CTM. Hunting Grounds on top. Resource, resource, resource. Okay. Well, the 3 advancements might not matter unless that's like a 5-3 that they hid in there for a long time, which based off the fact that they're not resing it, either has to be an Ash or a 5-3. So we're definitely going to break all of this. That's expensive. Now we're going to get a Hunting Ground, so that'll save us money. It's actually a really expensive run. Wasn't it Ash? That was an early Ash. We did trash it. Ooh, they actually res that for money. Luckily, we have the best breaker in the game. And where did our money go? I honestly don't know. It's an Ash. Ash doesn't stop Stargate. Ash in the remote will be an issue. I think we have to trash Ash. Trash that Ash. We can't even sure gamble out of this. Uh-oh. We'll draw the Hunting Grounds. The fact that we're like that we don't have an R&D interface or a Maker's Eye, even like we can probably play a Compelling Hushuk, right? We're in a really bad spot because we're paying way too much for this. Okay, now this remote doesn't seem particularly good. Now we do know that that card's an upgrade. Our fan sites are now not doing much because we're at the end of the deck. I think we just end up pawning them. So I think we pawn. What do we pawn? Oh, Harbinger, of course. Now we can simul chip. We'll use the Hyperdriver. So we have 7 clicks, 10 credits. Turn 14, that chip becomes relevant. It's always good. It could be the 3rd Ash. I think that would make sense. Now, the only thing that they can res on here is something that they can afford, let alone once we get through this Fairchild. So I feel like it's an okay play here to maybe just like gamble stim hack. We also have access to Pelongi because we did trash a card, so we can simul chip a Pelongi back. Keeping the Haunted Grounds would be okay. I think we need to stim hack this. I don't know why they're jamming though. There's actually a big chance that this is an NGO front because it seems like a really weird jam. It also could be like Mason Bellamy into like border control. If you're stim hacking install the Hunted Grounds, yeah, I think we don't want to lose that. We don't have a cute double install here. It could be an NGO front. I feel like if they score an agenda here, it's not that bad for us. Unless this is an SSL, they're not getting money off of it. I don't think we have to run this. I think we can just set up for a Stargate and try and win. Yeah, I feel okay about that. So installing this here was terrible. Is Stargate in our bottom 3? We put Stargate in this deck, right? Yeah, we did. Right, like it would have been so much better that if we did Stargate plus Rozeki and then install Hunting Grounds. Like obviously installing this, we thought we were going to stim hack. We should have planned the whole turn out. Obviously that's the right thing to do. We could have got a daily cast down. That would have been fine. This will get enough money in the late game. Like, they can't win soon enough, so this Rozeki will pay itself off. And we always pawn it if we're in a pinch. All right, we only have 7 cards left. You didn't have Haley this turn because of Harbinger? No, Terrence, they reworded that. Oh shit, it is. It no longer uses it. These fan sites are also now useless. Want a daily cast first? Over the Rozeki? Well, this pays out sooner, but you're right, the daily cast pays out better. What's up, Kelf? Yeah, maybe that was right. Yeah, Terrence, just like Crit says, it's no longer a thing, which is really cool. We can pawn something here. I reckon we'll just pawn the I honestly don't know if the Artist Colony is good. We probably should have pawned these fan sites. They're gonna be worth more for 3 credits than they are in there with only 2 cards left. Okay, I think we just do Stargate Go. They only have 4 credits. We probably could have got that. Also, their hand must be agendas, but we ran them and never saw anything. Do we install the Pelongi here? We actually don't have MU for it. Oh my god, you need to get the Ngolo on the net chip. Yo, net chip, not good. I feel like we're falling apart. You can use a fan site as clickless draw at least, or does Artist Colony take a click? No, it doesn't. It's not clickless draw. You can't draw off of it. Unless we know what's in the deck, you're right, you can. Thanks for keeping Netrunner streaming live. Oh, my pleasure. Alright, I guess we're Stargate. Fansite 4th net chip. Ooh, value. This is also like such a strong card because it lets us Haley on the opponent's turn, and we've been doing a terrible job of that. But there's not much left we have to Haley out. Not sure Akamatsu would be better here. Well, the thing with... Yeah, it wouldn't be better, would it? Alright, so it's we lose 3, we break for 3. We'll let it fire. God, this is expensive. I think we can take the brain damage. Is that... No, it's not worth a credit, is it? We can start trashing install cards. Like, eventually Aesop's or Proco is useless. I guess no, it's always useful. The fact that we don't have multi-access is really good. Overwrite the paperclip? I wouldn't. Fairchild 3 on the remote. The paperclip's expensive to install. And we need it for this run. Okay. Well, we in theory could win. Can we win? I think we could win. No, we don't have enough clicks left. So what do we want them to draw? Neither. Stim hack back in, get the Ikoa? Yeah, we'll definitely get the Ikoa. I don't even know if we have to stim hack. So this is 3 credits. This we can let fire. This is 3 credits. Yeah, I guess we will stim hack it, whatever. And then they basically have to have it on preemptive or they lose. Yeah, we'll stim hack it. Oh yeah, this might be more than 3 credits. I guess it never is more than 3 credits, but at least I'll fire now. Program hardware. Now we don't have to worry about it's in our deck. Oh, there's a hyperdriver in there. Oh, we could actually fan-side hyperdriver, but we don't have MEU. I guess we would trash like the paperclip for the hyperdriver. I think that's what it was saying in chat. Yeah, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so we need 3, 4, 5. So we can actually break all of this if we wanted to. We can also trash cards. Oh no, our cards are worth more money. It's just not as soon. Wait, no, this is wrong. You paid 3 to break. You paid to break the game 3. Oh, oops. Thank you. Also, I forgot how much money we have. Use both at 1 inch. Okay, so we're gonna access with exactly enough money, which is wrong. Like we should have trashed cards. I would have saved money, I think. I just don't know how they're gonna keep us out of archives, unless they have the preemptive or archive memories in hand. If they have the archives, they actually can't even jam. We have just enough money. What are we doing? Oh, this one. Do we die to double punitive? Don't break FC2. I think not breaking FC2 is the right play. We didn't have to break the FC2 and we would have saved money and we would have lived against punitive if they're on it. Punitive is a bit harder considering that they don't have a lot of influence, so I'm not that scared about it. But yeah, we shouldn't have broken this. We could have just trashed cards. Like Artist Colony doesn't matter. Proco has minimal value. The simul chips don't matter that much. And we can take the brain damage. So yeah, I think that was wrong. Live Metropolitan Grid, what a treat. Hi from Denmark. Yo, Zombie, how's it going? Yo, somebody shouted you out in that tournament, and I totally agree. The Ocarina tournament where your opponent wanted to concede, and then you were like, you could just run, and then they won the game. That was dope. You're gonna win this turn, right? What are they gonna res for 2? Well, it's it costs a click to steal the Ikawa, so we can't win this turn. Double punitive or preemptive are live. Single punitive? Yeah, now single punitive is totally live, you're right, because we did, uh-oh, they're highlighting cards. It looks like they have a preemptive. Did they preemptive? No, they threw out a card. Okay. All right, we'll start selling stuff. I think I'm pawning the Artist Colony. There's no way. I don't think we need this. Oh wait, no, we could clicklessly, hold on. We could trash the paperclip. No. Take a turn chill? No, I don't want to chill. You're right. We know the top card of the deck is. Get Hyperdriver. Yeah, I'm thinking we do get Hyperdriver here. The thing is we don't have money, actually. We can't get Hyperdriver, Rob. We can't. We can't afford it. We can't do it. That's another good reason why firing the Fairchild is correct. And we want a Proco anyways. I'd rather Proco to draw, so... The question is whether we can win on 7 credits. And we do have access to Pelongi, so it seems pretty likely. This doesn't do anything. Sell Simulchip? Yeah, we could have. I think selling the fan site's fine too. So selling the Simulchip is okay too. Are video and audio desynced? I hope not. You might want to refresh YouTube. It sometimes happens though over time it desyncs. So border control could be an issue. If we run last click, they only have 4 credits. So like, what can they res? I don't think anything. I think we're just good. I think we're good. I think we'll run this. If it's border control, it's fine. Like, they pop a border control. Yeah, I think we'll just credit run. Ravana's okay. Fairchild 1, the runner may pay 1 credit or trash one of their install cards. Can no longer res border control. So we'll just try trashing cards, I guess. Yeah. Proco is... Like, Proco's still fine. I don't know. Simulchip, I guess? So now they get a cheap res. There's Ash in the remote. It looks like we have it. Congratulations. Pop up! Alright, I think that's it. Continue encounter. We'll just pay 2 here. It's faster. And there's still an SSL in there, right? There we go. Hey, good game. All right, we finally got out there. Good game. We do have a really sore lack of multi-axis, I'm pretty sure. Hey, thanks, you too. Like, it's all on the Stargate. Like, we don't have turning wheels, we have nothing like that, and I kind of think that's an issue that we're not really pressuring besides remote camping. Everybody that we played against has just been rushing a really big remote really fast. Their ice suite's also like buck wild. I would never have expected that. It definitely should have been a congratulations on archives. Oh man, we thought we saw it. That must mean it has to be here. Anything in hand? I feel like we were missing. Oh, they left. Doesn't look like a pink warrior deck. What happened? This needs to be a tourney where players rotate opponents halfway through. You pop out. Yo, Pink, what's up? Good game. Was there agendas in HQ when we were hammering? Because it feels like there must have been. Also, what can you say about the ice suite? Because it's obviously wild. I think the cool thing we can say specifically about Shaper is that obviously we've been playing these Shaper decks and we have been misplaying. Like, we haven't been playing optimally, and it's so easy to see in retrospect what the obvious play is, which is really cool when you're either reviewing your games or playing with other people around you. Is that you can say like, oh, if you do the Hyperdriver now, or if you kept a credit, you could pop the Hyperdriver, and you can plan those 2-3 turns in advance. I think that's a really, really big deal, and I'm a big fan of that. I like that a lot more. Like Criminal, you know, you can play Criminal well and you can play Criminal poorly, but I feel like in Shaper it's there's just a lot more plays that involve thinking 2-3 turns in advance as opposed to like Anarch, where it's like play your hand. I know that's a bit reductive, but at least there's some truth in there. Yeah, there was 2 agendas at hand. It's like 30 ice deck. It's kind of dumb, but I figured you'd enjoy it over playing Tenon. Thank you, I appreciate it. Tenon seems like a lot worse now. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, probably. Halfway through a game, musical Netrunner. What about every 5 rounds? 5 rounds is a lot. We've done that. We were considering this before. We didn't actually do this, but at some point you play like you put together all the good tournament decks across all of Netrunner's history, and you go to a tournament. And anytime you lose to a deck, you have to play that deck. Like you swap decks with your opponent. You obviously need to know how to play a lot of archetypes, and if you played for a while, it favors you. But even if you don't know what you're doing, it seems pretty fun. Pink's Tenon better than any Tenon you've seen. I think we played against Pink's Tenon before. I think we have. Anywho, it's 3 o'clock here. I gotta still record a video. I gotta call my dad, actually. It's Father's Day. That's probably a nice thing to do. And we're gonna get that video up. We might be streaming on Tuesday. If you want to drop by, we'll be streaming Tuesday in the evening, so Eastern Standard Time, good stuff, as opposed to every rest of the world, but I'm working that day anyways. So if not, maybe we'll stream at some point Wednesday morning, because we have the day off. I don't know what my plans are. If you have to swap every time you lose, you'd have to swap every time you win. That's true. If you tie, though. Father's Day stream. Yo, David, what's up? Unfortunately, we're just closing it out right now. Playing with the Tapworm, like, it's doing what we think it does. Like, people just purge it. I don't know whether that's right. It probably is. If we played Pad Tap on top of it, I think that would be really mean and aggressive. The fact that, like, Paperclip Plonky isn't coming together, I think is a big problem with our MU, but also how I play the game. Like, I'm not using it aggressively enough. Like, we probably wanted to do Paperclip Plonky on this Fairchild to save. Like, this would be 3 credits as opposed to 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that even worth it? Probably not. But when it comes to like Fairchild 3 for 4 as opposed to 5, that's not even that good either. So I guess we'd only use it for sentries, and this deck didn't res any sentries. But sentries are the expensive thing. I guess it's a bit better when they stack 3 to 5 ice on every remote or every server. Sounds like I missed a chance to play you. Looking for next time. Yeah, Werner, definitely the next time. Sorry about that. That's all for me. We'll be back soon. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekends. If you're watching this during the week, hopefully that's good. We'll have a video soon. Gonna record that. I need a towel down. I'm so grossly warm in here. And that's largely it. Thanks to everyone we played games against, everyone in chat, everyone watching the VOD. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. Ciao.